and welcome everyone to another beautiful Sunday filled with some competitive Warhammer 40K. I am Glynisir. I'm joined by the ever insightful.
Dragon Queen Nisan, everyone loves me, I'm pretty sure.
And we are here to see some orcs battle it out to the death against the new Greyknights. Two new codexes. For some reason, the Greyknights snuck in there and managed to get released before the orcs even did. Nisan, how'd they do that?
Well, the Orks are technically released. They just came out in a box set that didn't release,
Ah, okay.
with its
So,
own codex everywhere.
as we know,
If you're lucky
technically,
enough to get the Beast Snagga box, you got a codex. Those who didn't are stuck playing 8th Orc still.
well, as we know, this game is 100% pay to win, and boy, do we like to pay to win here at in our competitive play. So we're
Pay to
seeing.
win, it's pay to play.
Oh, oh, baby. So we are seeing an orcs list that will be full of the new Ruckatruck Squig Buggies, amongst others, as well as plenty of other juicy firepower elements, and a Grey Knights list that spares no expense on Purgation and Purifier squads to really show us all of the psychic power casting that the lads can do.
Oh yeah. I'm already looking at these Orcs, I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. You got 7 Squig Buggies, 3 Booster Blasters,
What
2
you got? Let's do yours
Boomdockers,
first because mine
2
could take a minute.
Scrap Jets, a Kill Rig.
Okay,
Could you have
so
picked any
this
more
here is
vehicles?
Orcs, right?
No, indeed, they could not. That list is going to give up a huge number of points on Bring It Down, but
That's a 15 bring it down easy.
I
And with
mean,
how tough it is to kill Greyknights, they could easily take, what is it, grind them down?
These here, the
And
ah,
snag some
yes, and and
nice
and
spots here
and
and
chip
there.
away at a few vehicles
the
every turn.
schools patrol.
Yep. Chip
So I
away at a
can
few
do
vehicles
battalion.
every turn,
Each
focus down a
schools I
unit
have
here and
like
there, and bada bing,
where's
bada
my
boom,
death
you can
killer?
score attrition.
Can you just
There.
run through quick what those two traits do?
All right,
Yeah, that schools my
let's
units
listen
are
as the
upset,
players explain these new
and
army
that schools I
lists.
also have a 5+ funeral pain against mortal wounds, and that I can reroll one hit, one wound, and one damage for each unit.
Okay.
Evil Sons. Everyone has +1 movement. All my speed freaks, which is basically the entire list, have further +1 movement, and I have +1 to advance. I can also advance and shoot assault weapons with no penalties. I am a dumb person, so I forgot to spawn my Death Killer Wartrike, but there should be a Death Killer Wartrike as my HQ.
Okay.
A unit of two units of 3 squeak buggies. Those are units.
And that Death Killer
Separate
Wartrike will be able
models.
to call the
Mm-hmm.
Speed
The
Walk,
squeak
giving
buggies,
all of those vehicles
I
an
love
extra
them.
shot
They
on
fit
each of
very
their
nicely
Daka
to
guns,
space.
as well
They
as
do
an
not
extra
need
pip
line
of
of sight.
AP.
They have
Quite
a
deadly
blast
against the Knights.
cannon, a blast squiggle launcher, and a heavy squiggle launcher, and they do not need any line of sight for attacking.
It's quite good.
They
Okay.
also have a rule called Squig Mine, where I can choose a vehicle. In our case, only the Dread Knight. That's within 6 inches of a squig buggy, and for every squig buggy in the unit, I roll the 6. A 4+, you take actually it's in a 3+, it's 4 or more. You take D2 mortal wounds. If it's not a 6, you take the 6 mortal wounds. It's only a unit within 6 inches. And 2 Megatrack scrap jets. They do D3 mortal
Listener, do you
wounds
have the
on the
lists so
charge.
I could post them?
That's kind of it. I
Yes,
have a
I
rocket
do. Let me send
launcher.
them
I
on
have
over to you. You'll
2
have
big
them in one
shooters.
moment.
But there are main things that they do mortal wounds upon charging.
Okay.
I have one more squig buggy. He has a nitro squig, which means he gets +1 to wound.
Okay.
3 custom booster
Alright.
blasters. Those also do mortal wounds upon charging.
Bang.
And
And
The rivet
yeah, that's it.
cannons at
They do mortal wounds upon
9
charging. They
shots
have
at strength
4.
7, AP
Oh, and
minus 2,
burn. They have
damage
4
2.
burners
Oof.
each. Each burner
Okay.
is
if that hits, you're hurts.
so it's
That's
Especially
just
during the
bleed.
speed
16.
walk when it'll be
So
10
16
shots
the 6
per
shots.
and at
12,
AP
12,
minus 3.
12
At
the 6 shots.
AP3. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a Marine
Flamers.
Muncher
Okay.
for
Sounds
sure.
good.
2 boom deckers Nas wagons. Those have -1 to be hit because of billowing fumes, and that's kind of it.
Okay.
Warboss and Warbike. Warboss and Warbike. I do not have to explain a lot, but
Yep. Just tanky boy who does a lot, and he can do wogs. Okay.
that's the funny model. It
Yeah,
can
check
cast
out this new kill
Frozen and
rig.
Squiggle Curse. If you press 1 on it to see its status sheet, it's
I was on the
retarded.
receiving end of one of
It's the
those.
only kill rig
It
model
is
I could
both one of
find.
the most
But
horrifying models I've ever seen
search
in
his status sheet.
combat,
He basically
and
has
also kind
X
of
up X
underwhelming
on
somewhat.
melee with Butcha Boys and Savage
It
Boys.
only has a 6-up invuln
He
save to
has
protect it
a
on its 3-up,
Word Tower,
so it is
which
quite
is
easily possible to blow it out with enough high AP
basically
weapons
a
and high
last
strength.
cannon that's also a flamer. It's a last
Okay.
cannon, but it auto hits. If I cast a psychic power, it's D3 shots instead of this.
I managed to get Gilliman in melee with one of them, and I took it out in one go.
It's boys.
It was
As
Okay,
is
beautiful.
poison
Gilliman's
boys, yeah,
right,
okay.
as
They are
firstborn
inside
son
the
of
ship.
Ultramar.
And I have 5 Storm Boys.
And then
for
he got
this.
shot dead by a
Storm Boys,
bunch
one
of
boss knob, the motto isn't right. You know, it's what I could
freebooters.
find.
What are they called
They
again?
have Obsac because
The
they're
flash
schools.
skits. But then he
and
came back to
that's
life
kinda it.
and then charged them and killed
Uh,
almost the entire unit in
yeah.
melee.
Awesome.
If you haven't
So,
seen the VOD for the Wednesday
Grey
stream,
Knights.
I
So the
100%
new overall
recommend
Grey
it.
Knight rule is that
My friend Jen did a great job showing
You
off the
spawn a black
orcs
hole.
in a true pauper wog.
Okay. I cannot, but they might be able to.
Yeah, it's just because I have to spawn my entire second army to get just the Death Killer Wartech model with the right rules, and the rest I just throw in the gut.
They should be able to do that. While they're
This
waiting on that,
is
I'll
the
start
orc
talking.
force that stands before us. Looks solid. Head over to those Greyknights.
Yeah, so Grey Knight's new thing. So their big overall faction rule is 5 ups against mortals, and then they get +1 to deny the witch casts. I'm taking the Prescient Brotherhood. Basically, their special factions they add a stratagem, they add a warlord trait, and they add a power that all the units get. The psychic power they all get is basically if you move on a 4 up, if you do any type of move, you take D3 mortals on the 4 up, basically. And if it's 6, it's I think 3 mortals or something like that. I probably won't be using that. The warlord trait I am taking is on the apothecary. It is a CP farm. Then warlord is going to be the librarian. I'm paying 1 for a warlord trait on the apothecary. I'll be paying another warlord trait for the grandmaster. Librarian. Oh, sorry. And the apothecary has what is called a something of the powers, but basically he has this relic or that you pay points for instead of command points, that he can choose one model if he's on the board, one model on the board. They can't choose Overwatch that turn. So it's just a deny Overwatch ability, basically. The Brotherhood, he is also taking, he didn't spawn with his site for some reason. He's taking Sanctuary, which is a 4-up invuln save to something that he targets. The Librarian is the Warlord. He what Psychic Epitome is a psychic phase within a 6-inch range. I can choose a unit. That unit gets +1 mortals damage, essentially. So they do +1 to the mortals that turn. He's taking Warping, which changes my tides. Warp Shaping is basically my overall army bonuses. There's 5 of them. You're probably only going to see me
I
use 2
do
of them.
like that
There
Artisan
is
Nullifier
Shadow,
Matrix aura.
which is light cover
Being
outside
able to
12
ignore
inches.
perils is pretty
And if
big
I
on a
already
Sacred
have
Heavy
light
Army,
cover, it's considered
where you
dense
have
cover.
multiple chances each turn to eat so many
And
mortal
then
wounds out of
the
it.
other one is
You're probably going to re-roll double 1s, but if you get a double 12, you don't want to get rid of that. You want that power to go off undeniable, and being able to ignore perils is just ignoring any free damage you take. It's
does a mortal
beautiful.
in addition to their damage.
Right, and since they're not bound by that
The other ones
wimpy
you might see me
wimpy
use is
one
one that
mortal
counts
wound
guaranteed
smite
charge. It turns
anymore,
charge
that
rolls of
we can
1, 2, and
really
3 to
see some
3
spells
for both
ramp up
dice.
and
And the other
wipe
2
some
are
orcs off the board.
Quickly.
Then there's Caldor Drago. Caldor Drago is basically a chapter master. He has a reroll 1 bubble.
Plus, it's actually very good against the orcs, especially the kill rig. Its work
In the
tower
command phase,
auto
and reroll all
hits at
hits
1
for that
shot,
turn. Has to be a
but
core
if it
unit. Pretty much the only
manifests
thing
a
not core
psychic power,
is the
it's
Purifiers.
D3 auto
I'll go through
hits
that
at
second.
strength 8.
He
That
is
is
going to be
scary.
taking
Goodness
If you
gracious!
manage to yeah, But
Vortex
if
of
it
Doom,
that's only if it successfully manifests a
and Gate
power.
of Infinity.
If you can
Dude,
deny its
you have to
powers,
watch out for its
it
basic,
doesn't
like,
get the 3
teleport.
shots. It only gets the 1 auto
Then
hit.
I have Grandmaster and
That's still
Nemesis
horrifying.
Dreadknight. The reason why you can take both of these is he's a
Ooh,
Supreme
beautiful to
Grandmaster,
see
and the other one's
Drago.
just a Grandmaster. He's a
Everyone's
keyboard dot box,
favorite
like, that I would
crazed
enough.
madman.
He does not have like a Chapter Master reroll though. He only has reroll ones for core around him. This is the big one that you have to worry about. So he has Servant of the Throne, which is you pay for like the thing on the Apothecary. Servant of the Throne is a once per game 3-up invulnerable save. Then he has a relic.
Wow.
If you target him for shooting, he can just
Greyknights get a once per game 3-up invuln for the entire phase. That is
so it's a kind
very
of
good.
wild defensive ability, basically.
Oh, until
He
the end
also
of the
has a
turn?
teleporter, which means I can
What?
spend 2 CP. I can only do 1 teleport shunt per game, but I can spend 2 CP and shunt him, which is also another. I can pick him up, move him anywhere on the board on the table. He's got a 4-up invuln base, pretty good guns, the swords as you see it.
Thank you for
Excuse me, sorry.
subbing,
And
Tiny
that's
Little
pretty much it.
Dragon. Always good to see a fellow
Then
Dragonkin
I went to the
spending their
Apothecary.
horde.
Apothecary's in the lead slot. I just had him there because look at. I think that all of those.
How many points is available on no
Psychic powers
prisoners
on the
this
Brotherhood
game?
Librarian.
1, 2,
The
3,
second one is called Purifying
6,
Flame.
9,
Purifying Flame is
11?
a big one.
Not bad. Oh, Purifying Flame.
Basically,
Okay,
Purifying
let's
Flame
listen.
is a smite that does 3 mortal wounds, 12-inch, 9-inch range. Reason why that's important. In Greyknights, you can cast the same sancted powers over and over again, like Smite. They just get +1 to cast. So the reason why he's big is there's a way that I can basically do 3d6, pick the highest for my psychic tests, and I can do
Oh my.
the purifying 3 times in a row, and any rolls of 10 or more, or I think it's 11.
Yeah, 11 or more. Yeah.
Any rolls of 10 or more are 3 plus D3 mortal wounds. So he can be
That's
a lot.
massive. Okay, well,
so
we'll have to keep an eye out for
his.
his librarian.
Then I have I separated these out because I'm gonna probably combat squad them. Combat squad them basically just means I can cut them in half to make multiple instead of one big one. So I have 2 squads of 10 interceptors. These guys are fast. They've got 12-inch move. They've got fly. 1 squad has swords. 1 squad has halberds. Halberds and swords are the same across the army. Across the army, halberds are strength 6, AP 2 damage. Swords are strength 5, AP.
Whoa there, a little bit of lag.
And then there is 2 side cannons in each squad and 1 warding staff. Anything with a warding staff.
Dragon Queen, I must say, it seems like with all of these teleports and variety of 12-inch movement units, these Greyknights are going to be far more mobile than I expected them to be.
Oh yeah, back in the day, the only way Greyknights could be mobile is by shoving everyone into a Land Raider and then teleporting that across the field.
Oh my goodness! Well, we've come a long way from those dark ages, haven't we?
Oh yeah. Long gone are the days of the Land Raider Boogie Party and the Turn 2 Deep Strike Hell.
And that's pretty much what's going on with them. 3 strike odds with Falchions. Falchions give +1.
Nothing made a Greyknight sadder than watching their Land Raider get wrapped by a squad of 20 Gene Stealers, so they can't pile anyone out. And then when you slowly killed their Land Raider, everyone inside was forced to die as the doors were held shut in their ball of flame.
And there's this Astral Aim, which is, I think, ignore cover and reroll a hit roll. It's not the best, to be honest, but it can work. And that's pretty much it. The big one is the tricks that I can do with the Grandmaster, and I'm much faster than I appear to be.
So yeah, the
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Grandalf, I think, hits the nail on the head. They're much faster than he appears to be. As we look at this board here, we'll see with the couple areas of dense woods and L's in the deployment zones and contesting the center board, it will be quite difficult for the Orcs vehicles to get easy places to hide. They're going to bunch up and bump into each other, deny each other optimal movement lanes.
Well, you happen to be in the right place, Tiny Little Dragon. We got a great show match of Greyknights today, and our server is probably full of people who are also happy to teach you how to play Greyknights, or completely beat you up while you're trying to learn. Depends on who you find, right?
And whatever your preference, right?
Yeah, Are there any like
Oh,
other
yes.
rules for Greyknights that I should worry about?
Uh,
Here we go for Orks, where
You also get some really
where you
weird
get charge
people.
and reroll
I
charge.
did a
Besides
1K
what I
casual
said with the
last night, and
Grandmaster
the
about
guy
melee,
decided that custodies were
the Warlord trait
casual
for the Grandmaster
when
is
he
for
brought a
Brave,
biker and a
which is for
dreadnought, and
regular
it's like,
charge rolls.
oh,
And
okay.
anything that any of my units, if he makes his charge, any units that
Seems
make
Castellan
charges
Crow is
roll
kind of
double
bad,
too.
from what I've
So
heard,
that's
for
probably the biggest
his
risk.
new
Is
model.
I don't have a lot of
Probably
Oh,
just
units in
overcosted
combat.
mostly.
I don't have any
I have little
bosses
to no
inside the
information
phase.
on the subject.
The big like
I'll
thing
go
that
ahead and
people
pull him up
underestimate
real
is the
quick since we're on
library
the
psychic
topic of
output
Grey
for mortals
Knights.
can
Average about 15 mortal wounds.
and the Grandmaster can be a lot tougher to kill than people think it is.
Let's see, Castellan Crow. He gets a free attack if he dies. I think this is the old one,
Any
though.
other questions?
No, just looking at the betting at the chat betting. Apparently, no one believes in women.
You can reroll failed hit and wound rolls for Castellan Crow in the fight phase. In addition, each time you make a successful wound roll for Castellan Crow in the fight phase, you can immediately make another attack
When you look at top
with his
stuff,
Black
it's
Blade of
really good.
Antwer.
Sorry. Yeah, they should believe me more.
Oh, right.
Oh.
Castellan Crow is
I
the
will
guy
tell
who's
you
been
why.
carrying the lore sword
He also
forever, and
has
it's
a
like,
lot of
yes, this sword like
Oh
has a
god, I'm
demon in
looking at
it.
the stats. It's AP 0! Strength user, 1 damage. Ah!
I,
Ah!
I think we just must mourn his loss, Dragon Queen, and that's all we can do.
Oh my god, he's such a cool looking character, but he's so bad.
Alright, I guess we do secondaries and then we'll roll for deployment.
What the heck?
All right, so we have
Yeah, that's the old data sheet. I don't have the new one, sadly, but
as we speculate here, we have secondaries being selected, and then deployment will kick off just here in a moment.
oh, if you don't know how to build an army tiny little, I would be happy to help you. Just reach out to me on the Discord server. Same name as up top.
I don't even know where it'd be. But basically what Purifying Ritual is, it's
And we
essentially
have helpful people
do I want to do this?
offering advice in the Rules Courthouse channels as well as the list building channels on at basically every hour of the day here in the TTS Warhammer 40K Discord, or you could potentially stop by the subreddit.
Oh. Tiny Little Dragon, me, Dragon Queen Nisan said to reach out. Go ahead and ping me on the Discord server, or go ahead and just slide on into my DMs. As long as we share a server, you'll be able to poke at me. I generally know how to build every army. I made a good attempt to figure that out.
Yeah, I am going to take Purifying Ritual.
And in general, a good rule of thumb when building an army is that you'll need some units that have either durability or mobility such that they can control objectives with it. A good number of obsec bodies never hurt anyone. And then some solid damage dealers. Ideally, if you can get rerolls on them, that's better than not, as in the game of 40k, rerolls are prized.
3 points and I max out my 4 objectives.
Sounds good, Tiny Little.
Okay, so basically what I will
And if
be
you're ever
doing is
looking for
doing
help
an
with
action for
Tyranids or
server
Gene
called
Stealer
Get the
Cults
Good
and other
Bits.
Tyrannid
It
accessories,
works like that.
I'm pretty
Once
much a
you
go-to guy for
activate
that. I
the
love Tyranids. They are
you will
my
choose one of
favorite thing
the
ever. Do you
points
have
of
an
the
army you're
marking
really into,
leader's
Gliss?
player's deployment table as one of the good bits.
Very much, and obviously everyone will hate me for saying this, but you know, what can I do about it? I am a Tau Empire fighter, do or die. I have shelves of warriors of the greater good. I promise, I
In
didn't
8th, I hated
play.
Tau.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I
Ninth,
promise, I
nah.
didn't play Taudar in 7th. Oh,
It's
well.
8th.
Okay.
It's 8th.
So
In 8th, I
And 8th
definitely
was
played.
the
I definitely
Triptide
played
hell.
Triptide in 8th. Sorry. That's
No.
I can only
No.
apologize for winning tournaments and obliterating people at some
Minus
to
10
some
respect
point.
points for you.
Well, what can we do?
Alright.
Minus infinity respect
I
points.
painted them all myself.
This is a whole 2-1, so I'm not
Plus
sure
8
if you play
respect
one of these,
points.
but you have to control at least 2
Yeah,
objectives
like
in order to start scoring.
I have I have
Did
snow
you go
towel.
hard with the painting with a brush, or did you just spray everything?
So
No,
switch,
everything
you
is
go
at
down, and
least.
these are
Well, I guess
outfits.
actually all the infantry are
If
just
you don't
3
know
color,
how this
but I
works,
went hard with the
but
battle
psychic
suits.
actions
They
do
have
not
like,
count
you
as
know,
actions or
rippling
since they do count as
ion
models.
shields on the shield
Yeah.
generator, and the broadsides with the
Oh.
missile pods have like the like some missiles that are armed and firing, and other ones that are you know, gonna fire next turn, obviously. Um, yeah.
Ah, so you
Alright.
did take care with your army.
Now, what
I
can
did a
this
very
do
similar
for
thing.
secondary?
My troops don't look as highly detailed, and I put a
I'm
lot
leaving
more
mine blank 'cause
detail
I
into
don't
the
care if I use,
monsters. And I hand
and I'm just
painted
gonna take
everything.
engage.
The only thing I sprayed on was the primer. And then the other like
Yeah, for me
big
it's
tiered
basically
player at my
grind them
locals
down,
has
get
like
the good bits, and
100,000 or so points of Tyranids with pretty much everything from Forge World as well.
hardware
And
get the
he
good
just
bits,
sprays over it
and
with 3 different types of paint and calls it a day for the most
grind them
part.
down.
It's like, no, please.
Cool. Sounds good.
Well,
Very important
you
to
know,
do is
at
that
the
you
same time, I
always
did
have
that for my
units.
Tau, but then for my
There's some very
Necrons,
hard stuff
I got some
that
Chrome in a can, and I just was like, all right, boys, here we go, Chrome. do 20 warriors at a time, Chrome. And then do the, you know, the sickly green on the gun, a little bit of basing of sand or dirt or like Imperial City, and they're good to go.
It's 6 inches for
Yeah, let me tell you, we are
right?
playing on Tabletop Simulator.
No, it should still be the 2-inch
It's
range,
really
2 to
great,
3-inch range. No,
and
there might be a
whenever the
What's that?
bot comes around to showing up the server ping again, you could always hop around.
Let's check here on see if they've selected secondaries yet.
I think they're still talking about what all they're going through. I think they're going for secondaries now.
Oh, a little bit of lag.
Right. I got a 1. Okay.
Looks like we're seeing deployment. I think the open spots might be the new specific abilities for their groups. It looks like they keep rolling doubles to see who's deploying first. Gotta love when you and your opponent roll the exact same thing 5 times in a row. They rolled the same again! Are you kidding me?
You're good. I'm gonna answer their
What?
question real quick.
And it was 2 floors again. Yeah, now it's a 1 will be.
They're either extremely lucky or the box is buggy.
All right. You got a 1. Who knows? We rolled the same every time. Okay, it's a 6 this time.
Oh, we got something different. We got something different.
Few housekeeping things first.
Holy
I'm
crap.
gonna have my interceptors combat, which means I separate them out. I'm gonna have my
The kill rig is a psyker. It's a psyker vehicle, non-character. It's fucking
that I also have to
beautiful.
figure out.
Let's see real quick. Does this perchance have
People are saying I'm a bit quiet, listener. How low am I on your Discord?
oh, you're 93%. Let's see if I can bump that up.
Yeah, bump me up just a little bit.
How does that? Let's see how that sounds now to everyone on
We'll
stream.
know when the stream delay comes around. Chat, let me know how loud I am. Am I sounding better? A little quieter? What do you need? Sounds fine now from Imperator. Sounds great.
Probably not. No,
Okay.
I just have to figure out one more thing. I have to decide if I want to combat squad my terrifiers.
Alright, so let me readjust this camera for everyone's enjoyment, and then one moment, lads, while I fix the scoreboard to the correct secondaries.
They are all separated into different units. And then I'm not going to put anything into Deep Strike this turn.
Sorry, put the blindfold down. I promise when we do this for real, I won't make a mistake like that.
So,
We aren't doing this for real? I thought we were streaming right now.
Oh yeah.
Now this is all shadows on the cave wall, as according to Plato.
Oh, that's true.
You're right, they cannot take Abhor because the kill rig is a psyker.
Because the kill rig is a
Oh
psyker,
yeah,
yep.
the Keurig is upside
They
down.
seem to be discovering that, indeed.
Hold on, let me do my wounds real quick, because that actually may not be a bad one.
That is the biggest problem with taking a kill rig right now, I'd say,
Let me think.
is that you can't take up War the Witch.
About the Keurig.
I have 110 points in wounds. so if
Just
you
ask for the list and I will send
rolled
them.
enough, you could
Let me go ahead and snag them up
minimum
for
on
you.
that, and then actually probably over the characters. Or the Grandmaster's a character, the Brotherhood Apothecary is a character, Drago's a character, and the Librarian are characters. So you can definitely get 12 points for Assassinate. That's about it. to be honest.
Aggressively
Just
memeing, sniping the things before I can copy paste them.
See what he chooses here on secondaries.
The one with every 10 wounds I do, like
Secondaries, in all terms, can be the thing that wins you the game.
I think that ties with it's in the same category as them down.
Certainly, if you pick a secondary and you score 0 points on it because of poor planning or your opponent's good counter strategy, that can cripple what otherwise might have been a win.
Oh yeah, definitely. We do see Bring It Down coming in. Lots of vehicles to kill. Engage on all fronts from the Greyknights. I assume that's the Greyknights. Never click their names at the top of the
Yes.
scoreboard.
It is, though.
Yep. Grind them down coming in from the Orks. They have a bunch of big units, making them harder to kill for that. Looks like they're also thinking take engage because they are also highly mobile. Yes and no, Ruin Lords. It is out for those who got a Beast Snag a box. For those who haven't, they need to wait till September. So if you got a Beast Snag a box, you got your Codex 2 months early.
I think it would be a unit of Storm Boys. The map is identical, right?
Yeah, the sides are the same.
So yeah, so Storm Boys over here.
Sounds good. I'm going to put a unit of my sword interceptors here.
I think that was an interesting move, though, on GW's part on releasing the Beast Snag a box like that with a Codex. I think it was a good way to introduce a new sub-faction of Orks to the game, and give those who are able to get it a taste of what new Orks are like.
It also slowly builds the groundswell of hype for the Orc Codex in a way that is unfortunately somewhat unsatisfying for those Orc players who really wish they could be playing with it right now. So we're seeing Grey Knight strike squads deployed in these building years.
According to Marius, the Greyknights player could spawn secondary cards through the spawner.
Alright, sounds good.
Because that has been updated, but the actual scoreboard hasn't been yet.
That's
if
legit.
you'd like to let them know, listener.
Going to deploy my
I will let them know.
Here.
Yeah, that is a very weird thing, Chelsea. I know official tournaments right now aren't allowing the new Orc Codex.
And so I should let Marius know this is the alpha stream room, and therefore it doesn't have the spawners.
Okay.
At least, let me check. Not anywhere that I can see. Yeah.
Let me double check.
Maybe it's in this corner over here. Nope, that's Battlescribe. So, yeah, unfortunate.
Oh well, I'm gonna let him know.
Are you familiar on the how the WA works?
You have to run me through.
If you have a moment, Dragon Queen, and you can look either of them up, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind, but I also do not know if that even thing is possible.
We'll just have to pay attention to what the players say they're doing.
They said in chat, I guess I can say for anyone who has the Codex at home, that the Grey Knights player is taking Purifying Ritual, and the Thousand Suns player is taking Bits, whatever that means. Actually,
I can only assume it means Crumpum.
Actually, wait. If you hold down the stream here, Dragon Queen, I have a Thousand Suns Codex.
Oh, nice.
Go right there.
We do not have T-Suns player here. We have Greyknights. and Orks.
So
The
far,
Glistener
think
does
about
seem
that.
to have the Thousand Sun Codex, so he's gonna go grab that real quick.
Damn it. Alright. I seem to remember that there was one of these that was mirrored from Greyknights to T-Suns. Like, they had the exact opposite
Marnia's Calgar is in Battlestripe 3
secondary.
times because there are 2 Legends variants of him that used to be on Forge World ages ago and had roles in older versions of the game.
Got
Damn.
him.
Yeah, they're
I think
the one that's mirrored isn't the one that the Greyknights took.
he is very scary boy.
I am absolutely terrified.
Well, yours is actually pretty good list to go against him because like damage 2 doesn't do much.
Let me go ahead and grab that Grey Knight list for you.
Like, now
There you
I'm
go,
going for the
Basic
ultimate.
Man.
There's a rule in 90% of my army. It's called ramshackle. Like everything that tries.
The Orc
Yes.
player brought 7 Squig Buggies, probably for points reasons.
So very important for everyone who has seeing the Orcs be played for the first time, or at least for the first time in 9th edition.
Ooh, Marius is hooking us up with some screenshots. Thank you, Marius Evander. You are a godsend. What do you say? Would you say it was Stomp 'em good? Looks like he wants to get stuff in melee and kill stuff to earn victory points with that.
So stomp 'em good. Score 3 victory points at the end of each battle round. If the number of enemy units destroyed by melee attacks made by Orc units is more than the number of friendly units that were destroyed by melee attacks during this round. Score an additional 1 point at the end of each battle round if the number of enemy units destroyed by melee attacks made by Orcs is at least 2 and double or more than the number of friendly units that were destroyed.
So it's basically grind them down in melee.
Yes, it is. It is indeed. It is worse. Melee grind them down. Isn't that?
Actually, it's better melee because you can score additional points from it.
Oh right. Eternal War was the version of grind them down where it was 4. Grind them down is only 3 now. And so
Yes.
therefore this has a
Meaning
slight
it's
upside.
very easy for you to earn 4 with this.
And
Maybe even 5.
the ideal, right, would be well, actually you could only score 4 because it's 3 for more and then 1 more if it's double. So the ideal
Fair.
thing is that you kill 2 strike squads as Orcs in melee, and then they shoot your Orcs to death. And you're like, that's fine, you didn't kill me in melee.
It's
so 2
specifically
versus
melee attack.
yeah,
too,
it destroyed by melee
it
attacks.
forces your enemy to come get crumped.
And so even one is twice as much as oh no, sorry, yeah, no, at least 2 is the second part. So yeah, so the ideal is you get 2 and then they shoot you to death instead of killing you in melee and you score 4.
I agree. It does seem a bit weird to pick that. He doesn't have too many hyper melee vehicles as it is. The most hyper melee he has is the kill rig and the scrap jets. Most everything else is kind of meh in melee compared to the rest of the orc stuff. So it definitely looks like he's planning on plinking things down a lot with his shooting and then driving in to clean it up. Which is a very Space Marine sounding thing to do.
And I do believe several of these vehicles have multi-damage melee to get the job done against the strike squads. Let's check.
Oh yeah, so scrap jets, they can do mortal wounds on the charge. They have a pretty solid melee as well.
The nose drill is
doing D3 damage.
right, but it's strength 8. It's strength 8 AP minus 2 D3 damage. So
Yeah.
your orcs, so you're not particularly the best at hitting things. But strong! Orc smash big! Much strength. Wound
Yeah,
on
that kill rig,
2s.
my man, has like 16 attacks or something like that in melee
Goodness
total.
gracious.
Yeah.
Alright,
And it's all like the bulk of it is strength 8 as well. Like most of it's strength 8, some of it's strength 7, a little bit of it's strength 5. And then all the damage is AP2 for some reason. And so the saw blades on the sides, those are AP2 flat 2. The squig thingy in the front, AP2 damage 3, but it's only strength 7 compared to the blades are strength 8. And then you have the butcher boys in on top of it. That's an additional like 4 attacks at strength 5 AP1 1 damage. and they get bonuses against vehicles and monsters. So this thing could kill the Grandmaster Dread baby carriage if it felt like it by accident.
Also, someone said in the chat that it does not think that it's a good pick against Greyknights, but it's just that's the list I use for competitive play in general. It's not like specifically made to against Greyknights.
For what? Sorry.
I guess that's why.
Let's take a moment and
Yeah,
listen to the
just
players.
someone in chat said that maybe Squeakbug is the best choice against Greyknights.
Sorry, you're breaking out. So sorry.
Generally. Yep. So, yeah.
Let's put the Purgators down here. Uh-oh.
We do see some things going in on that forest, probably to be less easy to kill off of it. And they're because of the issue with the difficult ground. I see those ones being teleported, potentially.
Oh, do you? And where do you think they might be teleported to? Do you have a couple of usual suspects?
Well, there are some buildings where your opponent can't
Yeah,
shoot
fine.
you if you
Okay.
jump behind them and you score the objectives. So
So-
definitely want to throw into there.
Yeah, so let's look at those.
So I'm going from the blue player side and looking out. You see that first building on the left, that is pretty much perfect. There's also that one building in the middle a bit more, but that would probably lead you to being charged by the kill rig, which is not something you want to have happen, or even the scrap jets. So I'd say that left building is pretty much your go-to right now to just hide everything you feel like.
It's an interesting one because I move a lot faster than the typical Marine army.
Yeah, and so as Grandalf points out, I'm not sure you even need to drive forward as the Greyknights turn 1. The Orks are going to have to press in and try and set up their speed wall, as they're going to be much more likely to spiral down into not being able to kill enough Greyknights every turn if huge chunks of vehicles get taken out by silencers and psi cannons.
They are definitely looking like whoever makes the biggest misposition first is going to be hurting. It could be the Orcs get turn 1 and drive out too far. It could be the Greyknights just decide to turtle until someone makes a bigger move.
And this mission's special condition is data intercept, meaning when one of these players takes control of an objective, it will be theirs until such time as the opponent secures it from them.
That is true, Pants. Squig buggies, with their blind fire capabilities, could hurt the Greyknights quite a bit, so that can also counterforce the Greyknights out of hiding very fast.
I have 6.
Yeah, indeed. Those heavy squig launches, for those of you who are not experienced with them, they fire very inaccurately, only hitting on 5s, but they will be putting out an average of 7 shots per buggy, so that's 21 shots between them all, which means 7 hits will go through. And then they'll be wounding on 3s and forcing the Space Marines to either a 4 or a 5 up save and killing them outright. So we can expect that that's roughly
yes,
one.
The heavy launcher does hit on 4's, Pants.
Oh, the heavy launcher hits on 4s because of the Grot
It's
Gunner.
got a Grot Gunner.
Yes. So what I was going to say was that you're already looking at it killing 4 to 5 Strike Marines if it's hitting on 5s. Which we should keep in mind, it may very well be. There is quite a few dense woods on this board, and if you have to draw a line of sight to the model through it, it is -1. Am I wrong?
Yeah, it's a -1 to hit through that.
No, I should have done it.
So yeah, each time the Rucka Trucks volley, you can expect one of those strike squad equivalents to be removed from the board.
How many of those have nitro squigs by chance?
Yeah, that's the interesting question, and I believe the answer is 1. But I will double check this list real quick.
Yes, big handout in the chat to Marius for the amazing maps he has put together.
And probably Drago.
Oops.
And it's nice to see some more windows. So we can definitely see that some feedback he has gotten over time is looking really good.
Yes,
Strike down here.
we
A little
definitely
bit closer, actually.
like to see the windows on the middle
The protection
buildings
here is
and then
very
the
tough
no
to control.
windows on the couple of deployment zone ones. It's really it's really dissatisfying to get shot off the table turn one in a game of
Touching.
40k.
This
Let
bricks
me
wall,
tell you.
Yes, yes. It looks like the center ruins are reachable, and have a
it's
very
also it's obscuring. So in theory,
yeah.
I can see those those over here.
No,
They're
because
pushing
it's
through.
still true line of sight. And if it doesn't have a window, you can't see through it.
Oh yes, good old 9th edition building rules coming
But
into
like if I was
fact
standing in here
after the previous 8th edition.
I can see some of the windows and stuff.
Where first floor blocked all line
That
of
even is,
sight,
even though the
and
Grandmaster
knights
is
could
probably
see
going to be
you
taller than
over
the
the
center
wall of the
ruins,
building
if he's
from the
because of
tippy
the way it's
top of
created,
their
the
spear
wall is
missiles.
vertical.
Hey man,
So
I
you can see
definitely
behind
took
the building
advantage
and
of
see
the
into
way
the
that
center
worked with my Riptides, otherwise known as the tall boys.
It might take
Like,
a
oh
bit.
yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just like 3 stories tall.
So now it's still those.
Oh, a little bit of audio lag, apologies. So
I
yeah,
remember there was only one match I conceded turn 1 before I even put stuff on the board. I had to fight
At this
3
point, it just
Khorne
becomes
Lords of
cram.
Skulls, and
It
they
becomes
basically
cram things
killed
in.
most of my army a turn in between their shooting and melee. If I tried to kill them, they'd be killing me
It's
faster,
exactly
so I
that.
just said, no, I'm not going to fight that. You can see over every building,
yeah,
and there's nothing you can do.
right. There's sometimes where you're just you're just
Unexploded
outmatched and
dragon.
outgunned. And so to answer that question, Dragon Queen just it is 7 Rucka trucks, and it's 2 units of 3, and then a single, and the single has the Nitro Squig. So obviously that one will be looking to explode for plenty of bonus damage.
Oh yeah, that's a +1 strength or to wound, if I remember right.
I will investigate and get back to you momentarily.
So buy the last unit, then
Alright.
you can buy everything.
Pants is saying +1 to wound. Yeah, I thought it stayed +1 to wound from the previous iteration of it.
Yeah, each
But I
time an
wasn't too
attack
sure.
is made with this model's heavy Squig Launcher or Squig Launcher, add 1 to that attack's wound roll.
Chat, if I do anything wrong, feel absolutely.
We definitely see the Nitro Squig launcher, in my opinion, being far more safe than most other things.
Yes. And also we see the parking lot of orcs assembling in their corner deployment zone.
Trying to fit everything on the board when
We
your base is
do.
so fat.
Sorry, Dragon Queen. Please continue.
Uh, I do see that the war boss is actually unscreened for the most part. If you look at that, if something big and shooty gets teleported just right, that war boss could get sniped off by
It's a bit
accident.
of a risk, but I might do
Let me not mouse over it so as to not give it away. Oh, don't mind me. I'm just looking at these Megatrap scrap jets. Yeah, that war boss
Yeah.
is absolutely
Going
that.
to fucking get shot
No,
if you
war
want to.
boss. What are you doing?
That sounds horrifying to have your war boss die before he can call the wog.
We have. I guess actually. Wait, no, Def Killer Wartrike. You're also. Why are you so far out? I don't understand. I am going to assume in this case that these players both have a plan in mind for, or that specifically Zig here has a plan in mind for why these Orc HQs are positioned so far forward, and I'm interested to see how it develops. Maybe a redeploy or some sort of teleport forward.
Yeah.
Certainly, there are a couple of units of commandos in the list, I believe. Yeah, let me just double check. No, those are Storm Boys? Goodness gracious, why would you take Storm Boys?
It still counts cover.
Yeah, okay, so there's a couple of Storm Boys in the list. Are those down already? Yes, these are down over here next to the War Boss. Okay, so those can't be used to screen. Huh. Well, I'm excited to see how it turns out. What do you think, Dragon Queen, of these strike squads being positioned outside of the cover?
You gotta give your enemy something to shoot at, and you can't hide everything. So you may as well put some things a bit more forwards, that if they don't get shot at and die off completely, they get to move out, and the things that needed to hide are already hidden. They're just trying to bait your enemy out into a good position where you can shoot them.
I remember
Definitely.
that
Do
there
you
was someone
think
that was saying that you cannot do this.
if you
Can
were
you
in the
allow me to
position
see
here
yours?
as Greyknights, do you think there is value to keeping specifically your jump pack troops in cover? Because we are seeing some jump pack troops and some heavy weapons lads as the ones chosen, and so I'm trying to.
Well, those are the ones you're paying the extra points on, definitely.
Oh,
And the jump
okay.
packs, things move forwards to shoot the things you put out. The jump packs can overtake the extra distance very easily and then come slamming in.
Okay, so we that tracks very much with what we're seeing here from these from
We'll see.
the deployment
Alright,
from Grandalf.
and
I'm curious. Don't mind me measuring anything. Yep. So the jump pack units will be able to make it to the center objectives on the very first go without having to advance.
Oh yeah.
Let's see where our Grey Knights player deploys next.
See, it feels weird for me. I play Gene Stealer cults. I have 2 deployments. First one goes fast.
I'm gonna be slightly out no matter what I do, I think. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Oh, we'll just
Yeah, if you see one mall in the whole squad, there's no difference if they're in cover or not. That does be true a bit.
There is just a card boy.
Well, I think also it's playing into or playing as a counter strategy to the amount of no line of sight shooting that the orcs are bringing to the table. Really, the only shooting that requires line of sight is from those custom Boosta Blastas, as well as the Megatrack Scrapjets. But both of those units are positioned here in this deployment zone such that they will be able to get very strong lanes of complementary fire. They won't all be able to shoot the same thing, but they'll be able to split fire and contest all 4 of the different objectives between the 2 squads.
Pants is bringing up that they might not know some of the rules changes for Alpha Season 9, that you're not going to be able to get cover from outside a building by touching it, unless the building has a lip that you can sit on.
Yeah, that's fine.
Which I remember actually being a bit there for that conversation, and putting in my voice of, yeah, buildings should have lips if you want them to get cover.
Well, in the specific development that I think will
I
revolutionize
also
is
enjoy the boxed forest where you can clearly see where they start and end.
I start at 8.
right, and so the specific development we have for Alpha is that the windowed buildings now have lips and the windowless ones will not. I believe.
Yes, and I do enjoy that very much as a bit of a competitive player myself, and really starting to get in the swing of things
So
a
I
bit
started,
more and more here and there.
I started
Lips on buildings are your best friend.
Awesome.
Windowless buildings are sometimes your
No idea
least
if I go
favorite
first or
friend.
something here. I do have a plan if I go first, but
Well, they do protect you the
go
most if you're putting something inside of it.
Alright, you ready, sir?
You can't,
Yes,
fire
I was just getting
Overwatch.
my
The unit inside a
proper
windowless
dice.
building basically says, I'm going to sit here and do nothing.
2.
And it ends up being a waste of
Welcome,
points,
welcome protects.
in my opinion, sometimes.
Oh my goodness gracious, Dragon Queen, look at these first turn rolls
good luck,
here.
sir.
Ah, beautiful. If this is any inclination of how the rest of their rolls might go,
guess
ooh
that means blue player
boy.
goes first. My friend, how many command?
So, Grey Knights take the first turn. Let's see how they do. Their psychic tides will shift in their favor.
Okay, cool. Patrol should be only 2 CP. And if your warlord's in that detachment, you should get the 2 back. Is your warlord in the patrol?
No, it isn't.
Okay.
It's because it's -2 from the patrol, -1 from extra gubbins, -1 from the base.
Imagine winning first turn on a 2. I am right,
Alright,
aggressively
so command
memeing.
phase, I have to pick a unit to get rerolls. I'm going to put those rerolls. I can target a character. So I'm actually going to put the rerolls on my...
So, Dragon Queen, I will wager my my shooting stakes as a Tau player on the fact that the Greyknights are going to use all of the shooting they can right now to kill one or the other of the people that can call the WAF. That's Warboss on Warbike and Death Killer Wartrick.
Oh, yeah. Definitely got to try to kill both of them. And they're both pretty aggressively forwards deployed, so it is possible that he can lose both
2 CP
in this turn.
for teleport and shunt. And I'm just gonna teleport.
The teleport shunt is happening.
Oh god, I'm scared.
And my Grandmaster is going to. Where do I want him 9 inches away? I want him starting there. Oh, bits! Obviously, I'm marking this one here. I don't know which one you were marking.
Yeah, you're marking this one here, and then I mark this one here.
Okay.
And those two are good bits.
Also, I label them for us. All right. If that's the case, this is a hold 2, hold 3.
Oh yeah, but you see that Grandmaster baby
So
carriage
with that in
flying out
mind, I'm
there?
actually gonna pop him here instead.
Playing somewhere else instead, actually.
Oh,
If
but
he
I'm gonna
positions it
vortex.
right, that
I'm
war
gonna do
boss will
some
be
doing.
closest. You can shoot it
If I
no
hit
matter
your
what.
truck, 'cause your truck in front, that would hit just those guys. If I hit these guys,
There's a loud crumping sound that
yeah,
starts and stops whenever one of us
9
is
inches
speaking.
away,
If there is, I don't hear it on Discord's end.
there.
Hmm.
Gotta check the room on vortex. Closest.
Is it perchance when the players are speaking?
Yes, I think it's the in-game voice chat for TTS.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That might be happening because our friend Zig here is from would be South America. So it might
Outside of train within 12 inches.
it likely is being distorted by the fact that the signal is being bounced from Brazil to wherever to Grandalf is, then back to me, and then I'm trying to encode it on stream. So I'll just turn their volumes down, and you can listen to the glorious stylings of Dragon Queen, Nisan, and myself.
Doing first time. I will Nisan shots his Orks too.
Possible. But you can also charge me. And those guys aren't terrible in combat, are they?
Alright, so the Grandmaster in Nemesis Dread Knight.
Oh,
Oh, wait. I thought we had position locked, but not yet. Okay. Still deciding.
As you were asking, the Squig Buggies are okay in melee. They have strength 7 attacks, or strength 7. Yeah, it's okay.
so it should be
Oh,
Oh, careful
debating
there,
where you're
Dragon.
putting that one guy is always great.
And
Huh.
I don't think I can position myself to be 9 inches.
I should try to
The
unmute the stream and see if I can catch what we're talking about here.
the cloud of smog that must be erupting from the forest as this orc speed wah mows down everything in front of them with spinning saw blades, and they're orcs. They're probably shooting the trees that are in their way as they drive at them.
Yeah, that's how an orc deforests, you know?
Maximum DACA.
Reminds me of old builds of 7 Days to Die when a shotgun was better at cutting a tree than a chainsaw.
Oh goodness, I never played that game, so
Some
I'll
of the
have to
old
take
builds
your
were
word for it.
hilarious. A pump action shotgun with 12 gauge shotted slug shells would kill a tree faster and give you more resources than a chainsaw for cheaper.
Goodness
That
gracious.
is very true. They lost flying headbutt. I miss flying headbutt.
That was a ridiculous amount of mortal wounds where you're just like, yeah, no, I just bought this 155 point unit because it's going to explode for like d6 mortal wounds on your entire army. You're like, okay, that doesn't.
That was the funniest thing, though. Your opponent plays command points and points off their army to just bomb.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. All right, if possible, I really do want to try and turn the volume back up for the players for this psychic
Just a few
phase.
smidgens.
I mean, it's
Players
possible
move.
that it's not resolvable, and just like a victim of circumstance of trying to run an international game where the casters are in two different places in one country, and then the two players are in two different entirely other countries. What can you do?
I feel like that, and that's the joy of the internet. We've connected
Yes!
people from around the world for the same cause.
It's absolutely the joy of Tabletop Simulator Warhammer 40K, and it's such a pleasure to be a part of the Warhammer 40K TTS community. I've made so many friends all over the world through playing this hobby that we all share a love in.
Fire squad is going to move.
All right, so we're still in movement here. So that gives me plenty of time right now, Dragon Queen, to be like, all right, what do we think these psi cannons are shooting at?
Well, judging by where they are, they're probably going to try to pop the truck, maybe some Boondocka Snaz wagons, because those things have some interesting shooting in them with the mech special.
Okay,
Yeah, I
and
would definitely be trying to take out those mech specials. Look at those things, my man.
Uh,
14 shots of strength 5 AP 2 damage.
let me educate the lads. Mech special. All right, everyone. So it's here at the bottom. It's a 30-inch range and spelled excellently. Absolutely classic orc spelling. Strength 5, AP -2, damage 2. That is the perfect stat line to pull marine equivalent off the board.
And we know what Greyknights are. One of the two militant arms of, well, Space Marine militant arms of the Inquisition, specialize against demons, all Psychers and all Space Marines.
Greyknights going to advance. Yellow squad.
Ordo Malleus be damned.
But to educate, indeed, the Boondocka Snazwagon's Grot Gunner increases its hit rolls with Grot Blastas and Big Shootas, not
the mech
the mech special.
That is an Ork firing.
So.
Let's do this.
So it will be hitting on 5s, but every hit is going to be a big oof.
Yeah, I'd say I'm just slightly up.
Glad you're enjoying it there, Malice.
Moving, shuffling forward.
Look, I see. I love this play from the Greyknights when you're on the first turn, right? When you're on the ball and the responsibility is yours to take the game or throw it. I love when a player takes the initiative and moves their army such that they can threaten each and every objective.
Oh yeah, and try to threaten as much counter push as they can.
And so, for anyone just joining us, this absolute hero of the Imperium, this Grandmaster and Nemesis Dread Knight, who has used 2 command points to teleport Shunt forward and meet the billowing cloud of the Speed Freaks head on, he's got a secret in his back pocket. He's got a Warlord trait or relic, some power that allows him to pick up a 3+ invulnerable save for an entire turn. And I'd be willing to bet my bottom dollar that when those Speed Freaks move forward on their round 1, he will be activating
smells like
that
8th
power.
edition Terminators. 3 up, 2 up, 3 up, 2 up, 3 up, 2 up.
I forgot to move the phases here.
You better bring las cannons, and you better bring 71 of them.
Oh yeah.
You wanted to kill a Terminator with the Storm Shield and the Thunder Hammer? You're looking at the wrong stuff here.
It makes me miss the days of good old 4th edition Hammerheads, where I'm just like, well, you don't get to make that 2-up save. You can take that. You can take that Storm Shield 4-up. You can, but if you fail, instant death.
Oh, Glynisir, I gotta send you the Space Marine list I made. You're gonna
so that brings me to
freaking love
my
it.
important phase.
Oh yes, psychic. All right. I
So
wait
I am
with
going
bated
to
breath.
Start where? I'm going to start on Drago.
Yes, the Lord of all Greyknights, lead us.
Gate. No, I don't need it. So just negate. All right, so I'm going to try to guess gate from Drago. This goes off on a 7.
Does
Is
gate
stream
go
die or is it
off?
on your end? I think it's
It goes
on
off on an
your
8.
end, Diamond Boots.
And I'm
Is
gonna
your
use
stream
this
good
card
on
to
your end,
purify.
Gliz?
The thing that goes wrong when my stream turns off is not wrong. Normally my
Okay.
kilobytes drop to 0 and it says I have over 2,000, so I hope it's not me.
Yeah, it was just Diamond Boots.
Okay, so Gate of Infinity went off, which means Calder Drago is going to allow a friendly Grey Knight unit within 12 to be removed from the battlefield and immediately set up anywhere. And we see that happening with this unit of Purifiers that are now firmly out of line of sight and in cover on this objective.
Stay bottom floor, friends.
I'm going to help him by... Can I toggle that? Can we toggle that ruin for him? It's fine. He got
These
there.
guys aren't touching the terrain. They are.
Looks like he is going to sit into
them
the
to his
thing,
guns.
which does mean his opponent
Alright,
can charge
So
him 1 inch
Drago
through the
is
wall
pretty
of the
much done.
building,
He'll cast Sanctuary on the squad next to him just to
which is a bit
make them a
risky.
little tougher.
I do like to
So
see a few
Sanctuary
storm
needs
boys.
a 6, I believe.
Then I
It
lines
fails
of-
so
You
much.
really think these Purifiers would be afraid of this Orc onslaught coming at them? Never.
They don't need to be afraid. They just need to
I
understand they're
cast
going to
Gate
die.
on these guys from
The Knights of
Drago.
Titan do
I
not
haven't
fear
done anything
death.
with Grandmaster yet.
I just
Welcome back, Diamond Boots.
Yeah, of course.
What to kilobytes say to say
Alright,
it's over 2,000?
Goodness, so much to think about in this army.
Uh,
I don't need to move this turn.
All right, so let's take a look here. Really, just evaluate these secondaries again. Yeah, the Grey Knights player will likely want to deny grind them down by killing full vehicles. So I'm analyzing. Looks like maybe a truck, mega truck, scrapjet,
So I'm gonna go to the Purifier squad.
and then
They're
engage
gonna
on all
cast the
fronts,
psychic secondary
and
now.
specifically
That goes off on a
the
5.
oh, ooh, that's a
That
fail.
would fail.
That's a failed
Do
cast.
I want to
Will
worry
he
about
want a
that yet?
CP reroll?
No,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna worry about that yet.
Okay, so
I'm
the
actually going
yellow
to the
squad
Purifier
in the
before I
top
forget
middle of
I'm
the
gonna do
screen, I do
farm
believe
trait.
will qualify for that table
Here we
quarter,
go.
which means the Grey
We
Knights
hope
player
for
is going to
4
currently
okay.
score engage on all fronts for 2.
No point in rerolling that.
Oh, and with
I'm
another
going to
4,
the
another psychic power
librarian
fails.
now. Actually, no, not because the librarian doesn't need to do anything in this turn. Purifiers don't need to do anything this turn. Purgator. This Purgator green squad will cast Astral Aim.
Oh,
Should I point to that? Yeah, ignore cover. They do cast Astral Aim, so Astral Aim's off on them.
all right.
The
Astral
distance
Aim
that the
does
squad's
what?
going
It
to
used to
smite
be ignore
the
line of
nearest
sight.
target is going to be
Reroll
the,
1 hit roll.
boss here. The war boss on
No
the
cover. Does not receive. Oh, and it does not receive the
So
benefits of
smite
cover, so no
goes off on a
dense
5.
or light.
That's
I
10.
am the
Okay.
what did you roll again for the?
A 10.
I thought it was a
Yeah, I got it. If you're gonna try and deny, you're
Okay.
like, yeah, sure.
D3 mortal wounds as your boss. Just 2.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I
Yep.
can tell that when Zig's ping spikes up in TTS, which is a thing I can see but you guys cannot, that's when the audio chops. I don't. I apologize. I don't know what to do to fix that. So he's pondering at the moment, and we should ponder too. What shall this Grandmaster Nemesis Dread Knight cast?
Are you saying anything? Or...
Hello? Can you hear me?
Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Where can I fit these powers on screen
Yeah, I'm
such that
setting a
you can
CP
see them?
on Psychic
Man.
But you
Cannon.
can also see the knight.
Very
There we
few
go.
things
So
actually
2d3,
have
I'm
heavy
going on to
cover,
the
and it makes me
Grandmaster.
sad. Because heavy
And
cover
for
is
the
such a
rest of the
good
cast he can do
effect.
this turn, I'm going to start with Vortex of Doom. And then
What do you
I'm
think
gonna
of
see
heavy
if there's
cover,
other power.
Glynisir?
Vortex of Doom is
Ah.
a 2d3 mortal wound on target unit that's closest.
I
so
have
it's
so many
protect
thoughts about
against
heavy cover, but I've
Vortex.
never seen Vortex of
And
Doom
then
go
what
off
it
before,
does
so
is,
I must watch.
1 mortal wound for any unit within an inch of that unit.
Okay, so
Sorry,
it's
3 inches.
it's an explosion of mortal wounds
So
that then
it'll hit-
AoEs
yeah,
mortal
the
wounds
war
out. We've seen this
bosses,
effect
it'll
before in the
hit,
Necron Codex, and more recently on
Orks
Plague Burst
there,
Crawlers
truck,
with Disgusting Force.
these buggies, and I think that's it.
Beautiful.
Well, with a speed
So
wasp
first I think if
packed
you get that
packed so
first,
tightly as
and
this,
it's
surely
It's
the
just
mortal
going to go.
wounds.
Okay, so that was terrible.
No.
Well, a very
At this
poor
point-
roll.
Rolling it.
I am going to spend a CP to reroll it.
Yeah,
And
because
because
it's
it's, psychic
3d6.
test, I
Pick the
reroll
two
it.
highest, but it needs a 7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
There
that's
it
fine. So it
goes.
goes off on a 9.
Very nice.
I will try and deny because you
Ah, the orc player has saved the Kilrig's deny for this exact moment. Can they hit boxcars?
A 10.
Oh, a
Close.
6 on one dice, but a 1 on the other will not do
Right,
it.
so it's 2d3 mortals onto the scrapjacks.
This could be devastating.
So it's going to be a total of just 2.
No,
from
just
Scrapjack.
2.
And then it's 1 mortal wound to your war boss, your storm boys, and
5
Kilrig.
plus on the war boss. War boss does no.
Okay.
That was a lot of mortal wounds spread out all over the place.
And
Good
surprising
chip
that
damage.
it ended up being a full 6 mortal wounds despite rolling a 1 on each of the dice. Shows you the power of that
And
spread, of the
then
spread
it would hit
damage.
the Kilrig and your custom boost of Blastus, because this is the whole squad, right?
Oh yeah, sorry. 6 plus fuel pain in the Kilrig. This not gonna does not make it.
And the boost of Blastus.
Quite a
I agree,
bit, I
Pants.
gotta say.
My issue with
Mhm.
running
Yeah,
this
it's
many
really good
cheap
power.
vehicles is that your deployment is very pack tight. And you might end up, if he screwed up his spacing just a little bit, he
Sorry,
actually
it's
could
the-
have lost a
it's-
solid like 90 points of his army in deployment. That is insane.
Yeah, I'll spend the CP for it to risk, but I get to keep the 3d3, pick the highest.
Nothing's
cast,
really
and
too
this is
bad
gonna
about it. It's
be
just
plus
that
1 damage
your
for slide
army is
weapons
so
against a target
close
unit.
packed together that any
So 3d3,
weird
pick
and
the
random
highest.
AoE abilities end up doing
Alright, so
tons
this
of
goes off on an 8.
damage.
And so it's plus your Megatruck Scrapjacks.
Alright, so what's firing right now?
Only for my
Or no,
side.
And
this
there are
is
some other
still
penalties where if
psychic.
you screw up your
That's pretty
deployment,
much put all my psychic
you
into
could
that
end up
damage 3,
losing a model in
and
your
then
deployment
full enemy
phase,
damage 2 for the Nemesis,
which is
strength 8.
weird to think about. Because if it
Alright,
can't fit on the board, you're either
then-
going to have to deep
it's only
strike it
power.
somehow,
This
or you're going to
squad
have to just
is
let
gonna
it die
do
because
their
it can't
shoot move.
start.
So the first I gotta see if it goes off even. So let's see if it goes off. I think this goes off on the 5. Now I gotta double check.
That feel in the psychic phase has happened to me so many times. Like Wisdom of Ancients on a 5. I like roll a 5. I'm like, it might be 6. I need to go look.
And that goes off on the 6, so that fails.
Yeah.
So they're not doing anything. They
Exactly what
split,
happened
they're
to me
not
1,000
doing anything,
times.
They're not doing anything. I think that's pretty much it for this psychic phase, believe it or not. Oh, these purgatories will cast Astral Aim on themselves.
Didn't he do that already?
Yeah, it's a 5. That does go off on 5.
Ah,
So these
the
guys
dice
have
gods
Astral
say
Aim to make
definitely
your
they
normal,
must.
And they can reroll 1 hit roll, but there are rerolling hits for Drago. Doesn't matter too much. Yeah, and that is pretty much my psychic phase for this turn. Not too
Wasn't as
bad.
as I thought.
Yeah, the shooting will hopefully do more.
Ah,
Alright, so, shooting phase.
what will we see here from the Greyknights? I was expecting more from their psychic phase.
Alright, let's start with just some pitter-patter fire. These guys, these interceptors, are just going to shoot everything at the Storm Boys. They will be on the -1 to hit. I am not in rapid fire range, so it's just going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 shots.
This is really going to, I think, underperform compared to Intercessor Fire. Just the fact that they're using Storm Bolters and not bolt rifles.
And I'm moving on 5s and 6s, so you are T5, yep. Nothing there.
Oh, neat.
Alright, so these purifiers now are going to do something similar.
Wow.
I mean-
And look at that, Dragon Queen. I haven't seen or played against new orcs yet, but that toughness 5 just now makes orcs practically immune to small arms bolter fire in the way that they died
I
to
mean,
it
in
before.
the war, they can just eat bolter fire with little care.
Okay. I must say, as a veteran Tau player, I'm only familiar with the fact that pulse rifles are supposed to
It's blue squad, they're just gonna see- it
be
needs
the
a 5.
thing that kills orcs.
Okay, so
Like, you want orcs to die? You've come to the Tau place.
Appreciate it. Alright,
Interacting with
that's
chat
all
here
we
for a
got in
bit.
terms of shooting or
CPU
anything.
Geek says that he's salty about GW taking away the Greyknights +1 to Psychic, but it was kind of needed. They did lose it going to the 9th. They lost what made their thing exist, but it made them very monotone because they were just rolling one mortal wound off their whole units on 4 pluses, and it was very boring, unfun. It was monotoned. It was lame. No one enjoyed playing against it or playing with it. So
And
they just kind of effectively killed the faction as a whole
+6.
until they could get a good codex out for them.
Okay, sounds good.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but
And just
Grey
like
Knights
this,
are, because I'm not super familiar with the, I know they're very cool, but I'm not super familiar with their deep lore. They are the anti-mages, as it were, like in the D&D, something I'm familiar with, you know, they're abjurers, wizards who specialize in counterspelling and dispelling the magic of other wizards. I always thought that was Grey Knight's approach, like, we are going to defeat psychers by being better than them at being psychers.
More so obliterating demons. They are technically part of the Inquisition. They're part of their couple militant arms. They are the very aggressive militant arm of the Ordo Malleus, which is almost entirely ran by psychers. And the entirety of the Grey Knights is psychers.
Okay, but so it follows then. So first, let me say, I actually really didn't know that, and you mentioned that in passing before, and it went in one ear and out the other, and now I am noting that. Okay, wow, that certainly changes things, because I would have sworn that they were one of the chapters of Space Marines, you know, one of the legions of Space Marines, but no, a militant arm of the Inquisition Ordo Malleus.
Yeah,
But the reason they're anti-psyker, right, is because
Yeah.
all demons are psychers.
Mostly. Some corn demons would like to say otherwise over your disembowelment.
But blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne. Forgive me, everyone.
Yeah, these are some of the most powerful psychers in the Imperium with Space Marine training. They are incredibly scary combatants.
There, because he is closer, they're going to put their sentence into your war boss. And then they're going to put
And indeed, scary combatants, they have managed to use their bolter fire to remove all of those storm boys, except for a single one who, due to the orc morale changes, rest in peace, orc good morale, may very well run in the morale phase this turn.
That's one wound, no AP.
Mace.
I actually forgot about the second Grandmaster, but that's my bad. I will not cheat it. Alright, and then that is going to be 6 shots with the side cannons. Hit on 4s on your war boss. And what's his toughness? Only 2 hits on the war boss.
His toughness 6, 7, but he has the ability that you have -1 to the
Wound roll? Okay, so we need 4s because I'm strength. Oh no, he's tough with 7, right?
Yes.
So I do 5s and 6s. Only 2 hits so far. No wounds.
Ugh, tragedy of justice.
They are. They're tough now. Alright, so I am out of range with this squad, which actually is a total misplay on my part. So they're going to put everything into the war boss, but they are rerolling all hits for.
Cannon 24 inches.
Yeah, Diamond Boots says a good mention. Demons aren't all psychers, but they're all made of warp stuff, which is basically what psychers are made out of for their powers.
And you see there, the new tide for the Grey Knights, the one that increases the range of all of their psi stuff by 6 inches coming in clutch, allowing those psi cannons to fire out to a 30-inch range.
Oh yeah, very good to play around. I do like that he did keep that in mind, because that does keep them at a very safe distance against a lot of potential shooting lines.
And specifically against these orcs, it will mean that even though they will be able to get in range, I mean, 10, 12-inch movements and 24
Yeah, but it might prevent some DACA, some charges, because you definitely don't want your heavy guns up in melee.
Yes, Dragon Queen, you say it perfectly. It will deny the Daka range. And we know the Orcs need volume of fire to actually connect. Without their bonus Daka, they may fail to unseat the Greyknights from these objectives.
I do like the new Daka rolls. I just wish you could advance and shoot them. Because that was one of the biggest things of old Orcs, was you could just advance and shoot pretty much your entire army without caring.
Whoever decided that it was going to be a good idea to introduce a new ranged weapon type in a unique codex, ooh, the game designer blood in me.
I admire it.
What?
Because it's not rapid fire, it's pseudo rapid fire. Orcs are already rapid firing their gun. It's just now you're in a range where more of their random spray and pray will hit.
Okay, so but what do you admire about that game design? I'm so intrigued.
I like that they can now specify Daka for all the abilities that can benefit Daka specifically, instead of being like only weapons with X name or Y abilities. They're all Daka weapons, so they're like rapid fire but not rapid fire, so they don't intersect with the other rapid fire rolls. They can just be their own unique thing that works in Codex, and maybe we could see a Deathwatch supplement that denies Daka range as their special defense against Orcs.
That's chef's kiss good. Yes, and a very persuasive argument you've made for to change me from my stick in the mud ways. Yes, I guess indeed I hope Tau will get their own type of weapons that's like not rapid fire, not Daka, but like pulse. You're like, yes, finally, it's not just any weapon with pulse in the name, but it's the entire roster of these units' guns have these special abilities. Like, maybe.
Yeah, imagine that for Tau, where instead of saying all pulse rifles or pulse weapons, they just have a special weapon profile called Pulse.
Right? Yeah. So.
And
it should
really
ignore
streamlines the
invuln
rolls.
saves, right? And it should ignore invuln saves and dense and light cover. I don't let my bias bleed through here.
I think we call that a heavy rail rifle. Ignore everything.
Hey man, I'll take the Tau don't have anything that ignores invuln saves. Give me something. His Marines have ignore invuln saves. Necrons can ignore invuln saves.
I don't know.
So many. Actually, is there actually any more than those two? There's at least one more, because I played it against someone recently, and it was one of the newer armies of Ninth.
I'm logging. It's Wa time. Turn 1 Wa 2. It's more specifically a speed Wa, which means I forget to.
Oh! It's happening! Out of the fog cloud, the roar of the engines! Speed Wah!
Obviously saw that coming.
So, let me just read this rule for the lads, if you can entertain for a moment. Maybe someone said something cool in chat?
Alright, I'll get some keys, and I'll dangle them in front of chat. Look, chat, keys. Dangle, 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 jingle, jingle, jingle.
Actually, I am.
Perfect!
Can advance some sixes.
Yeah.
He advanced some sixes. That's 20 inches.
Sounds good.
That's true because of plan, so.
Alright, so Speedwa. Orc models. This first part of Speedwa is the biggest race. Orc models from your army do not suffer the penalty incurred to hit rolls for firing assault weapons. Why wouldn't it? Please also, like, where's the errata? Assault and Daka weapons in the same turn their unit advanced. Each time an orc vehicle or orc biker model from your army shoots with a Daka weapon, make one additional attack with that weapon.
5, so that's it.
That's a good question. I'll go ahead and check the thing, see how many they pipped up. According to this, the Greyknights purified one objective for one victory point.
Is that Yeah,
This is
that's
the thing
canon.
I like about this list. It's fast.
Yes.
It gets to the point.
So your Daka range
Yeah,
is getting an
overall.
extra, what is it, 1 shot, 2 shots?
Like,
1 shot every weapon?
doing what we all
Across, 10 to 12 units? Ooh, that's a lot of free Daka. Plus, all of your guns are an extra AP -1 on your vehicles.
Yes, and Keely, you get the extra shot whether you are within Daka range or not. It just has to be with
Yeah,
that
so-
type of weapon,
it's
and
a-
you get the
it's a
additional
bit-
shots.
So you will probably make it.
Yeah, that's real. Everyone mourn with the Greyknights with me. The 1 out of 7 wounds war boss on Warbike. Oh, if only a few dice rolls had gone the other way, he could be dead right now.
Oh yeah. Looking at a list like this where you take 2 different WOG units, what if your opponent brings enough ways to snipe them? Because one of my favorite things I did in 8th edition was I would put Inquisition units in a drop pod and Ordo Minoris, as it used to be called, or Ordo Specialist, as some might know it, and I would drop them down, I would cast a psychic power, and I would target the enemy's characters out and then blow them away.
Yeah, I'm not familiar enough with the Orc Codex to tell you what the Orcs could do to stop it, but I have to imagine that there's some combination of using the kill rig to deny and or just the raw durability of freaking Orcs. Like the Death Killer Wartrike and the Warboss have 8 and 7 wounds apiece, right? It's that they're not
I'll let
slouching
you
over
know,
here.
I could drop 10 Meltaguns into any character at 12 inches if you didn't screen them well enough.
Well, I can't disagree with that. Does the biggest boss still give a 4-up invuln to the
Nope, they don't have biggest boss anymore.
Oh, that's incredibly sad.
Yes, the only actual biggest boss we have now is good old Gaz. But they do, I believe war bosses come with a natural invuln now, and a warlord trait to get a 4-up. So,
Okay, there
we
is
do got
some.
that. I like that it's a warlord trait instead of a relic. Laughs in bad moons.
Let's see. Huh, I wonder which warlord trait it might be. Ah, Speed Freak's warlord trait, Junk Boss. Warlord has a 4+ invuln save all the time. So certainly that I have put a Salamander's Smash Captain into a war boss before and inflicted 6 Thunderhammer saves on him at 3 damage apiece, and he was like, "Oh, on my 4-up invuln? Okay, well, I made them all. What's next, bud?" to my absolute hair-pulling horror. So
only 17.
Only 17.
So I will keep in mind your deadly Meltagun squad from the deep dark of the warp, and make sure to keep my characters nicely out of line of sight. In addition to lookout, sir.
Yeah, he probably can't fit there because of the base.
Thanks for the thanks for the lesson. I very much prefer when my HQs don't have 10 Meltaguns fired at them.
Now I can't reliably charge the Nemesis Dreadnought.
Ugh.
I mean, I still probably can, but
And our Nemesis are great. Whoa, that's not the camera I wanted. Third person, please. Our Nemesis Dreadknight friend here is facing down the barrel of 2 Megatrack Scrapjets, as well as a kill rig, which looks like it has a pretty short charge.
Oh yeah. Just has to get within 1 inch. So, as long as the scrap jets move a bit
Don't
out
block
of the way,
it!
they'll be fine.
Yeah!
oh, because I have +3 from the clan. It's
So it'd be one additional inch.
Yeah.
Trying to drive everything out is the hardest part.
I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but Alpha League, we play the woods as quote-unquote super breachable. So that means that vehicles can move through trees and foliage in the woods as if they were not there, and can even end their move with like a tree through the middle of their base.
Yeah, that's a general rule for IRL play as far as I know. That woods are just built to look nice in and show that they're woody.
Oh, I got 1 point for
Exactly, right? Like it's a feast for your eyes. Don't bother with the mechanics.
1 point.
After all,
I'm
the
fighting the most
actual models for the
important
trees
minions
don't
in
have
the
any
game.
rules that
Yeah,
specify otherwise.
that's
You
what my
can't
plan is to
end
do, to
your
take
move
just one
inside
spot
of them,
the map,
so...
like, take just half of the map. It's
Technically,
mine
it's
now.
perfectly legal for
fair
you to
point.
pick up the foliage if they come off the base and put them on top of your
So
vehicle.
now this back unit of squig buggies.
Yep.
Oh, the rear unit of squig buggies, absolutely pedal to the metal, a 6-inch advance. I don't know that move is. I don't think those buggies fit.
We already agreed in the beginning that buggies.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it seems the players have agreed for this show match that specifically since the Orc player brought vehicles without seeing the map beforehand, that the buggies.
Yeah, it's because it's placed in the roof.
Actually, I guess I'm not sure what they agreed to. I thought that they agreed that the buggies could fit through that slice, but it doesn't seem as if they're moving it that way. We'll have to wait and see.
Something like, just move this guy a little bit back.
I mean, we
There
can
you go.
see him trying to get it on the
but
board.
you're getting there. You're good.
It is a tight squeeze. It looks like it... it's hard to say. I see most of the base could probably fit.
Those over here.
But there might just be some bad modeling on that wall a little bit. That's intersecting in a way that the hitboxes are colliding, the hard hitboxes, and not allowing it in a little bit.
I mean, the buggy's definitely too wide to fit there, by traditional measuring.
So that's it for my is.
Oh baby, Kilrig's single psychic power. Here we go.
Alright, what's that do?
Basically, your knight, the two mortal.
Okay.
Actually, double.
Aw, did I select the wrong thing? Kilrig. It says Bone Breaker. Huh. Why is it wrongly? I think the Kilrig is incorrectly battlescribed. We'll have to wait and see what he says the results of the psychic power are. I'll let you guys know the moment I know.
Yeah.
I pick it. Are you trying to deny?
Yeah, I have enough to do.
Ah, yes, trying to move flyers around corners in 8th was very fun.
That is denied on an 8.
Okay. So I'm trying.
Greyknights doing what they do best, shutting down the Orcs' singular psychic power.
Tell us about the updates we need to know. Thanks for being very cryptic, Malice. We do see that, I guess what you need to know is that we are on the psychic phase currently. The Kilrig is trying to manifest some good powers, try to get some nice buffs off for itself. Since I'm pretty sure only it can benefit from the buffs it's putting out most of the time, and other Beast Nagas, which is the only Beast Naga unit here.
So I go down to 12.
The Orcs did take a good number of losses in the turn 1 shooting, losing a unit of Storm Boys and a Megatrak. It looks like they are set up to just start charging literally everything and everywhere. We got a 1 held War Boss on a bike that's going to be charging in. That Dread Knight is probably going to get charged by the Scrap Jet in the Kilrig. The Death Killer War Trike is probably going to go charging into something. We got lots of shooting in position to just start obliterating everything. Good number of it is out of line of sight. Blind fire as well.
So
It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, first things first. We're going to shoot it.
5 strikes with Hammerhand, Words of Power, and a Tide of Convergence, averages 24.8 to intercessors, meaning 12 dead models.
Oh, are they talking about Greyknights with hammer hands?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh baby.
Putting a bunch of buffs into something to turn 110 points of attack into 240 points of dead models.
That's what Greyknights do. That's what they need to do, literally, because people can spend, 180 points of your of their shooting and kill 300 points of your models because you're all 3 up armor 2 wound lads. Like, don't, please. We don't do damage -1 like Plague Marines. Don't shoot damage 2 things at us. We beg.
Okay, so I'm firing my word tower again.
So what we just saw, I believe, was the
behind those interceptors.
temporal shunt on the Grandmaster Dreadknight, which allows him to redeploy it for some CP.
Yeah, that's probably the best way.
What a swift and quick move by the Greyknights.
Auto hits.
Oh, the shots just can't hit him now because he's behind line of sight.
No, yeah, I'm shooting the green knights with focus.
Oh, okay, okay.
So yeah, so shots, auto hits. And what's the toughness?
They are T4.
So wounding on choose.
The las cannon equivalent from the Whir Tower.
Take a reroll because
I know. What's the damage?
D6.
Hold on, what's the AP?
Oh, sorry. AP4.
AP4? Oh yeah, then it just goes through. Okay, so I do have a feel no pain over there, so I'm gonna do that first. 2 damage, 1.
See if any of these Greyknights from the red
1.
Justicar
So
squad,
I'll just take
Falchion
the 6
squad, I don't
damage,
know,
one
Strike
of them.
squad? Yeah, they're Strike squads.
Let's save guys, so one guy's dead. And let's see if I can magically save 3 of these. No, so 2 guys are dead. I will take out the.
So my heavy lava is also the same one.
Okay.
Heavy lava.
It's the only one I can properly see.
Another damage 2 gun though. The Grey Knights will not like this. Oh, yeah, Zig lag spiking. Unfortunate.
On 5s. 1 hits.
3-inch diameter
Strength
bases fit through
is
that gap. Those vehicles
6
look like they're
on
3.5 wide.
those
Ooh, so they're
AP3.
just short.
5 up. Very good.
Ah.
Hey, you're rolling pretty well.
Yeah, that's pretty good there.
So I think that's it for my.
Well, luckily for these lads, this isn't an official Alpha League
Big
match, so
boy.
we'll let it slide this time.
What else you got?
No, he's in the big boy. He's in the big boy. Now.
I mean, I did something like that in a tournament. There was a hole in a building. I just rammed the front of my vehicle through it.
Those 3 are unique.
Not
Those
because
3
it could get
roll.
through, because I wanted line of
Yeah.
sight at someone.
Let me see which one is the low one.
For some
And my
reason, when
opponent
you
was
say
like,
that,
"Look,
I
you-"
imagine you literally punching a hole like through the side of the building with your model, like.
It was a
Gah!
building. It had a wide door. So
Now I
just
can
put the
see.
ram of my rock grinder through the front of it. I was just like, I can see you. Flamers, go!
This is what this is for. Okay. So this is the first Rucka truck at that squad.
Would be on trees, but it has nitro squig, so it's on choose.
With the Nitro Squig.
It's
2 very deadly saves on these Marines. Oh, but he makes 1 on the 6.
Damage.
2.
2.
2. Ignore on 6s.
Oh,
Nope, 1 more guy.
yeah, Space Marines nowadays, that Apothecary really trying to buy you some
Oh,
extra
yeah.
value out of being 2
Gotta
models.
take that apothecary.
Yeah.
Gotta try to win those 6s. Where
Right?
you can.
Yeah, just to spread it out a little bit.
Especially if you take Iron Hands. Iron Hand apothecaries are disgusting because it gives you a 5-up.
Yeah, because that's good.
Wait, that's real?
Yeah, Iron Hands have a 6-up natural phenol pain. So if you take the apothecary thing, it goes to a 5-up.
Oh, interesting. I wasn't aware of that. I thought it was just like, well, you have 2 6-ups. Sucks for you, bud.
Yeah, no, they augment it. They give you the extra 16% chance to give you that beautiful 33 to ignore damage.
Can you stack that with Psychic Fortress on like triple Redemptor, triple Contemptor to have 5-up Invul and 5-up Feel No Pain Dreads? With -1 dam?
Yeah.
No, you can't, right? Because Apothecary is infantry only, not core. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
But that
my
does
Salamanders.
mean normal dreadnoughts get a 6-up feel no pain for Iron Hands, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So either way, they're still harder to
Oh, the Rucka trucks! Oh, baby, that's 14
kill. That's
hits.
a lot of hits.
3s. Oh,
Ooh, that's a big pile of ones.
What would they do?
oh, how could this transpire?
That went from really scary to
To-
really not scary real
Yeah,
fast.
as we're aware, orcs live or die by their RNG.
So 6s.
Orc shooting is still pretty much either the most glorious thing you'll ever
One
see
at
or
a
the
time.
most disappointing.
So the first one. Nice. Nope. Okay.
Let's see if he makes any of these feel no pains to prolong this. Not yet.
Nope. The third one. Nope. The fourth
So
one.
everyone, this is a volley of 3 Ruckatrucks firing at some Greyknights.
He's still dead. So one guy left on the ground.
So
Looks like there's only one guy left alive.
That was 5 dice.
Oh.
I ignored one. So the damage went back on the same guy.
Okay, so 3 die, right? Or
4 died. And I don't have a just a car in that squad, so I will keep a sun cannon. Actually, let me just double check the range here. Yeah, I'll keep the sun cannon.
Okay.
I think good enough. How many points per model is
It looks like the
about
apothecary is
21.
starting to lose his screen. It could
Yeah,
potentially get
these
shot at
are
now.
about 24.
Oof.
And
You
the second
desperately need that
your
apothecary to
additional
not be
4.
shot.
Oh yeah.
Desperately. Is it 2 up? Is it 2 up? 5 up? What's the inbound?
What the apothecary is that?
On to which
Terminator,
one now?
normal?
Brotherhood Apothecary, Elites, Terminator.
Yeah, it's a Terminator. It's a 2 up, 5 up.
Okay. I wasn't sure if he could get a storm shield. It doesn't
Which
look like he
free buggies was
has.
it?
Nah, I don't think you can even war gear apothecaries really.
Ah, okay.
Although,
Well,
since they are the fancy Greyknights variant, they do get a
yeah.
beautiful Force Halberd, which is
I can't hear
very
you.
scary actually.
Oh, let's see for
Strength
the
+2, AP2, 2 damage.
ooh, spicy.
Okay, I'm gonna
And
put
that's much more
16 in
reliable
to
than
reduce the
D3
damage on
damage in
my
a lot of situations.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Plus,
in
they
every
also come with a
situation.
Storm Bolter. Everyone loves a Storm Bolter.
Well,
At least the model has one.
I'd prefer a auto bolt rifle with some AP instead of the additional shot, but that's just me. Grey Knights are used to fighting demons, so they don't need rend. They don't need rending. They're like, it just has invuln saves. What do you mean? Volume. The orcs are like, we'll show you volume. Woo.
And 3s again. Woo!
Holy sixes.
Oh, how I missed the Hadaka.
Yeah, exactly. The
I
orc
played
player here
a
is like, I
Warhammer,
miss
so I guess
old Daka 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 so much. Would have been 8 additional attacks.
So let's see, that's gonna be 1 day.
Oh my goodness. Wowzers. We spiked all the way up to 9.99 there. Holy moly. My goodness gracious. Emperor above. Please let us, your chosen sons, not lag this day.
Okay, so that's it from my. No, it isn't it from squig buggies because I also have heavy squig launches on those 3.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically, yeah, it's just.
Oh no. Are the squig launches in range? Oh. Okay, only 2 of them are. Alright, only 2 of them are. That's not nearly as bad. 4d6 additional shots on strike squads. I'm not sure the Grey Knight player could weather that. Not during the speed wall, when everything's AP minus 3.
Yeah.
Okay. So you'd be a -1 to hit here.
Yeah, they're on the purple.
They both be -1 because they're both in deads.
Okay, so 6 hits.
And 3s again.
3 hits.
And 6s. Nope, I lose 2.
Nope.
3. 1, 2, 3.
I just mean the apothecary has 5 attacks on the charge, 3 base, 1 shock assault, 1
Now,
chain sword.
Yeah, my biggest.
Yeah,
Like,
that's nowhere near as good as that melee
melee
on that Grey Knight's apothecary.
Grey Knight's Apothecary for some reason also hits on 2s!
Whittling down squads quickly, which is a problem.
Yeah. Greyknights showing out how more elitely trained they are.
They damn well better be for the like 10% increase in points.
The Greyknights Apothecary doesn't have to take Selfless Healer, but that is a bit of a pain that they do have to deal with.
I think I wouldn't take it actually in the meta nowadays, just in case I'm not rezzing someone on turn 1 and turn 5. I'd rather spend 3 CP than, what is it, 25, 35 points now?
So rocket cannons.
Yeah, let me just think if I want to pop my invuln.
Very interesting. 35 points to take Selfless Healer.
It is 35 now, yeah? Holy moly.
So I'm going to use the once again 3-up invuln.
So that's 3.
Okay, everyone, it's momentous. The Grandmaster in Nemesis Dread Knight is activating his 3+ invuln. He will be defending himself as closely as he possibly can with his Servant of the Throne ability.
And I am toughness. What am I? T6.
35 at a CP for Selfless. Man, that's expensive. You really need to res something good if you're for that, like
Yeah,
a Centurion
right?
or a Terminator. You need to res at least 2 of them to make it back.
Oh,
If it's a Terminator.
Oh.
If you're resing just like an Intercessor, ooh.
3-up invuln.
Oh, goodness. Well, the tragedy of justice there for the Orks, where they rolled 5 2s on their 8 wounding on 3s dice, and then the 3-up invuln takes care of the rest, protecting the Grandmaster Nemesis Dread Knight.
Funniest thing about the Nemesis Dread Knight, it's basically a Centurion suit for a living person.
Yeah, Grandmaster Baby Carriage.
Yeah.
Wait, a Centurion suit for a living person? Are Centurions not alive?
Ah, man, I meant to say Dreadnought. Centurions are just baby Dreadnoughts, we all know it. They're basically dead already inside.
I mean, I thought Terminators were baby Dreadnoughts. Isn't Terminator armor short for, like, tactical Dreadnought armor?
No.
Oh, okay. Alright, fine. Destroy my hopes and dreams just in a moment, Dragon Queen. Okay. I'll see myself
I
out.
made you worship the Four-Armed Emperor last week.
I mean,
You can't complain.
I don't know what you mean by made me. I was already doing it. You just asked if he was the best, and I was like, yes, obviously. We're not. I don't.
Oh, it's 90s lore. It's the lore that's probably getting retconned.
Oh, is chat confirming my
Yes.
11-year-old memory of 90s
Terminator
lore?
armor is tactical Dreadnought armor. It's old 90s lore that might have been retconned because GW lore has been weird lately. Okay, it hasn't been retconned. Okay.
I like the
wouldn't
idea
know
that
about
it's like
90s lore. I'm a 2000s player.
yeah, we have this tank. Yeah, we took the armor off the tank and we put it on a guy, and we were like, we're gonna throw the guy at you.
I
like
haven't
what?
actually read any of their Horus Heresy novels yet. Sue me, I don't read the books.
And I apologize. I also haven't read any of the Horus Heresy books. I have read the 3-part Salamander series from again, yeah, probably the like 90s and early aughts.
Alrighty.
Let me check. The author was Nick something, I thought. Is it Nick Kime? Is that right? Yeah, the Salamander, the Tome of Fire trilogy by Nick Kime.
I haven't read any books, just second edition Codex Space Marines.
Yes. I should go reread the frickin' Tome of Fire. That's the reason I started playing
You should read
Salamanders.
Inquisitor by Ian Watson.
Okay. Is that
Yep.
is that in any way related to Gaunt's Ghost and the Tannis first and only?
I'm not sure. All I know is it's, I think, the first 40K novel, and it is a bit of a sheet show.
Oh, okay. Well, let's return to the preferable sheet show in front of us. As this orcish vehicle horde bears down on our Greyknight Knights of Titan.
All over your army is pretty stupid.
They are plowing forwards.
Yeah, it's a marine killer army, I would say.
Yeah, in fact, I think with the Grey Knights' current losses, let me check. They've lost 5, 10, 15, 16, 17 knights. I think they may really struggle on their turn 2 to remove enough of these vehicles to take control of any of these objectives. Even with objective secured, I just don't see it.
I can do grenades, pistols, and fire other weapons because the riding shotgun ability. We would do one burn a bottle into your Grey Knights.
What do you think the Grey Knight player might have up his sleeve to secure these objectives here?
A counteroffensive, killing one of them.
All right, well, let's hypothesize then. If it were myself, I would attempt to sweep down on the bottom right-hand side and then over to the bottom left with my Nemesis Dread Knights and my surviving Purgator squad. Purgator? Is that right?
Yep.
Yes, Purgators.
I would go on the upside. Those Boomdock Astasmachins have basically nothing really going for them in melee.
Okay.
3 and 4.
The Boomdock Snazwagons. Oh. Oh, indeed, they are the ones without a
Oh no,
without a melee weapon of any kind.
Yep. Those Squig Buggies can be pretty scary for their melee. And I don't want to charge that unit of custom boost the blasters. That is what each of those has 4d6 flamers on them.
Yeah, you're burnt knight at that point.
Yeah, screw it. I'm gonna read those Livet cannons and I'm gonna try to shoot them all. I need to charge things that aren't going to actively kill me if I attempt to charge them.
Although there might be a charge across this ruin from out of line of sight, such that a point where Overwatch would be unable to be declared.
Oh, this one. This one.
We do see a good Overwatch here.
Okay.
Coming in.
Wait, sorry, what
I
is
think
this?
that's an Overwatch. It says it's the charge phase.
Does it? Oh, it does.
Yeah, going first was not the best thing for the Grey Knights here.
I don't know that going second would have been better.
Yeah, going second could have been worse, could have been better.
Okay, no, it is for some reason still the shooting phase.
I think that's it for my shooting phase.
Yeah, it is. We're finishing the shooting phase now, everyone. Now, charge phase.
Charges.
I do have some charges to declare. First is Warballs and Warbite onto Enemy and Interceptor.
Yep.
Death Kill Wartrike onto this group. Lock into this group. Is that okay?
Yep. Yeah, you just do one at a time.
I will first do the into the Green Knights.
Yeah, basically you just don't need a double one. Yep, you made it.
Deathkiller Wartrike plowing into this Grey Knight squads with its front, probably with its front wheel running over one as the war boss on it. Is it a war boss on that thing? Yeah, it looks like it's the war boss on that thing. Grabs another one of the Grey Knights by his head. But if any of them somehow survive, their Nemesis Falchions could put some wounds on that Wartrike.
Oh yeah.
I am rolling this because you won't use it.
Let's see, that thing's going to be only putting out 5 attacks.
So it's pretty good.
It is decently possible at least 1 or 2 of them will survive just from swings alone.
Oh goodness,
Do you
but the
see
truck.
going
Yeah.
in?
Let me just check this
The
list
truck
real
is
quick.
not good in melee at all.
Right, but it does have a 10 boys inside it. There is
those Falchions can't, I don't think, pop that truck.
There's no point.
He
definitely
has that
not.
going for him.
Yeah.
But he could blink a couple wounds off on it.
But it means that the Grey Knights have to deal with a unit of 10 OBSEC boys popping out in their table quarter, threatening their home objective now. Potentially, Brotherhood Apothecary, Brotherhood Librarian could clean that up themselves just in combat. They are quite elite, but It'll
Oh,
have to
yeah.
be a
Don't
banger
roll.
turn from the Greyknights right now
I hit on
to
all
turn
the
this
different so I
to turn
can
this
manage.
tide of the war
See
back
the-
in their
if it's working
favor.
or not.
Normally you see going first, you're just like, haha, I delete. Also, those interceptors could fly over. Look where they are.
Yes.
Sorry, where are they?
So there'll be
Right
another
here.
AP, but you only
Good
move
spot
one.
of them.
Oh, I see. Preventing the
2.
no, there's not a way for him to teleport units. Maybe there is.
AP3, yep.
Well,
Preventing
they have a 12-inch movement.
but preventing some sort of reserves, it looks like screening out a backfield.
What reserves do they have?
I don't know, but I assume there is some purpose to it.
Yes.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah. And just updating everyone, Warboss on Warbike, even though it only has 1 HP, wiping out 4 of the 5 members of whatever was right here. Yeah, an Interceptor squad, the premium Grey Knights with jump packs. Ugh, you really
I don't
wish.
think tying up 2
Obviously, these go
units
through fast for Grandalf.
in melee like that, or 1 unit and 2 models in melee
Now
like that
that
is
you
going to be
want
worth it, because it
to
put your truck in a much worse tactical position,
Oh, has the
comparably.
trait brutal but
Yep.
cunning. Every attack that does not damage.
We'll have to reevaluate post fight phase. I think. I don't think we can make a for sure. I think what you say makes sense, but we can't for sure determine until we see what this war trike does. And survey says strong roll to start. Will the wound roll be as good, or could we see snake eyes here?
4. And choose again, I believe.
Okay, no ones on that.
Yep.
Let's check.
The lives of 4 Grey Knights are under threat.
And this is with the claw, so it's AP2.
AP3 because
Is it the wall?
it's a wall.
Okay. 6s. 3 die.
So I 2 more attacks.
Wait, did he say the claw has bonus AP because of the wall? I thought you could only get bonus AP in melee or shooting, not both.
2 hits.
I guess something.
2 more attacks.
6s.
2 6
No, 1 more guy dead.
1
Let me check. Yeah. Yeah, huh.
Because it's not within range. Now the truck
Which, honestly, okay.
into the Grey Knights. Just 3 attacks on 5. It's more to get them stuck in there. Oh, sorry.
How would this work list go into Admech or Chukari? Fast and shooty. Yeah, you only get both if you have gas. Speed freaks give you speed wog, normal war bosses give you foot wog.
Range attacks.
Oh, is it? Oh, sorry. The first time is in the speed wall. So yeah, it should be a 5+. Wanna reroll again because
We can look at the last 5 dice rolls.
did you get any 5?
Let's see, the play is under review.
On the first roll. It actually doesn't say. It's too late to see. Yeah, we can reroll if you want. It's up to you. I doubt I would have more than 1 die anyway. It's fine.
Big Bird button, res mechas.
Probably lucky.
Necroclaw rerolls will lose if I remember.
Why can't he see
1
last
guy's
5
still
rolls?
alive. I couldn't see the previous roll, so I'm not gonna worry about it.
So yeah, now the truck.
So, Chad, what are your favorite weapons on your Grey Knights? And why do you like them? That's a good question.
Okay.
I don't know too much about Grey Knights, but I know they have an option of like 3 different melee weapons. They have like single falchion, halberd, or double falchion. Halberd does the most damage, double falchion gives you the most attacks, single falchion I think gave you a decent mix of both.
One of the Grey Knights take immortal.
Can you... No, you can only call 1 wog per battle.
It's gonna chew it.
Diamond boots. So you
And-
either choose speedwog or you choose footwog.
And if you're if
I'll just do
if
it
you're
like
in
that.
a Games Workshop store, circa
Swords are not falchions. There's a difference. Okay.
oh, interesting. So like sort of like a short sword versus a long sword distinction.
That's kind of what it is, because I think the Greyknights get either the halberd, which I do like. I like the halberd. I like the big
Not really,
thing.
because you would
The
actually
sword,
need
and then the
such a
falchions. And the falchions come in
amplifier.
pairs, and the swords are singular.
Yes, but
Oh,
they
okay,
still
so
I'm
it's
not sure what all the melee distinction is.
no,
I
no.
just know that the
So
halberds
it's
are 222. So
Alright.
But hey,
oh,
you're probably
okay.
just going back to the
I can only tell you from my D&D knowledge that the falcon or the falchion is the thing that you normally, as a rogue or a two-handed, like a two-weapon fighter, have one in each hand. So it's like the dual wield, and then like a sword is normally like, I'm carrying this with two hands. It's like a long sword, and then it sounds like the halberd is even the like heavy two-handed weapon where you're like, oh yeah, and I am ready to smack. Plus 2 strength, AP minus 2, damage 2. You said the halberd is?
yeah, I think. I could be confusing with a different weapon. I believe. Yeah, there it is. The Nemesis Force halberd. The apothecary has one.
Yes, indeed.
As do
Strength
the
plus 2,
interceptors.
AP minus 2, damage 2.
222.
It's great for killing Marines. But since most demons have one wound, I feel like you would see more standard falchions in the demon hunting armies.
I think that's it
Which
from
I guess we don't have
Yeah.
any models of those on the board left. Let me see here. The falchions, guys. Yeah. If it is equipped with one or more nemesis, and then they spelled it wrong in Battlescribe, it makes one additional attack using this profile.
Four, I believe. Nope, he is fine. Paladins, but purifiers will be fine. Everything else will be fine. Also failing F5.
And obviously, they all
So,
like to
you
their
have
benefit.
history,
Greyknights
the,
all got
design.
the shock
So,
assault
I
attacks
guess
folded into their
you just
profiles.
have to put
So
in
I know
standard
the
strike squads have
falchion
3
gives an
attacks
extra
apiece.
attack.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, I'm checking with chat there. The falchions give you an extra attack.
Yes. So your strike squad makes 20 attacks.
Your war boss should be dead, unfortunately, and it didn't happen. And not shooting my second shots with my Grandmaster was stupid.
Still not enough for the loss of power that the falchions really have, all things considered.
The fact that ignore line of sight damage too are a bit busted.
It's
But
strength
other than
user
that,
1
it's probably
damage.
about right.
I don't think the extra attack is worth it compared to the potential
it's-
extra damage and strength bonuses that can happen. 21 attacks just scores 4 base. Yeah.
I just have to think about what I'm gonna do. That war should so totally be dead though. That's annoying. Alright. This boy's gonna move forward. Those guys are gonna stay in combat. A few things I need to kill this turn. Quite a few things I need to kill this turn. If I don't do it, I'm screwed.
Yeah, we all deeply sympathize with Grandalf on wishing that war boss had died turn 1. Especially since Grandalf failed to declare one of the guns on the Nemesis Dread Knight, who hits on 2s with all of his very potent weapons, and then he did the gentlemanly thing, which I very much respect of saying, you know, I failed to declare it, so I'm not going to roll those attacks because now I know exactly where they need to go. I know that they also need to go into the war boss because the heavy psi cannon failed 4 hit rolls hitting on 3s. He rolled 6 dice hitting on 3s, and he missed 4 of them. So let's see if the Dread Knight can make, or the Grandmaster Nemesis Dread Knight can make up for it now, huh? Kill this war boss that he meant to kill earlier, and maybe take out some Ruckatrucks along with it.
Yeah. Oh no, he's rising up. Yeah, he should be able to get through there. So he'll just be like right there, unfortunately.
Yeah, really? I
Okay,
prefer
there,
halberds
second
myself.
flood.
Not just for looks, but with the crazy stuff they do.
This
Is
guy.
yep.
So
See ya,
move
pants.
forward. That was a
Nice to have you on the
22nd
stream.
squad.
You can blend the units, but it's hella risky. Now it just sounds painful to forget which is which in your unit a lot of the time.
Alright, apothecary.
To mix your halberds and falchions to try to like min-max which attacks you want in what unit.
Yeah, I've experimented with that in a variety of armies. Most recently, and horribly, obviously, was AdMech Iron Striders. Being like, oh, what if we run like 2 autocannons and 2 las cannons in a couple of units?
Perfect.
Distribute the firepower across where we need, and if we're fighting a horde army and we've killed all their vehicles and they start killing Iron Striders, that's fine. We pull las cannons, and we don't lose our horde anti-horde firepower.
Why were you shooting
Mhm.
Stormboys in one?
So
Because
Stu,
that
this is
was
Tabletop
perfectly
Simulator.
fine. Why shoot Stormboys?
I need to clear out so you can't take the
Yes, if you're just joining us,
Yeah,
you
I was
should
out
know
of
that
it.
I'm zoomed in on a battlefield.
Yeah,
This
Stormbolters
is
aren't
the...
gonna do anything to your
We are in the abyss of the grim, dark future of 40k. And we here at Tabletop Simulator, Warhammer 40k Discord, are bringing you this stream to share with you the joys of competitive Warhammer 40,000.
We do have a Discord.
Yes, go ahead, Dragon Queen.
The bot should put it into chat every here and there. I can even get a link for it. Feel free to hop into our Discord. It's also on screen, the Discord link right there. So go ahead and go to that.
What do I need in the suit? I need
Join us
one
on our
for the
Discord. We can
suit.
get you everything you need to know about how to
Shoot
do
those
this.
guys
We
real
have
quick.
links to,
I don't think I can get them.
all of the mods for Tabletop Simulator to get all of the content you need to play your games. From there, we also do tutelage games to teach people how to play better. People are always looking for game at all times of day in the Looking for Game channel. You can generally also find somebody that's more than happy to just mentor you the game if you're not looking to do our TTS tutelage on stream.
But let's see, can I get within 9?
Yeah, I don't know what the commands are for the bot. If I knew, I would definitely help out with that.
And once you've grown into into a more experienced 40k player and you're ready to take on some competitive but still with fun as the primary goal games, then you can join the Alpha League and compete for some vouchers for 40k related prizes, as well as for the fun and bragging rights of beating your fellow players worldwide.
Up there, Streamlabs.
Any way I can do anything.
Giving out the link. As
You get
should
'em,
be.
bot!
Entirely.
And so currently the two factions that we have battling are the Orks, specifically the sub-faction, the Evil Sons, who are speed freaks. They paint everything red, and boy, do they gotta go fast. Just like Ricky Bobby. And so they're bringing smoke clouds and blazing gun barrels across the battlefield here against the Space Marines, the Emperor's Angels of Death. Yes, specifically the Greyknights.
The long arm of the law of the Inquisition against the Psychers and demons.
So, unsurprisingly, they're pretty inexperienced with fighting these hordes of orcs. They're like, wait, you're not demons? You're like some sort of fungus. What's happening?
They probably got called here for a demon artifact, and the orcs looted it before they could get here. So now they're trying to just fight the orcs, and the Death Watch is like, God damn it, now we're involved. We need to get there too.
Yes, I need that, I need that Death Watch errata stratagem that causes orcs, causes orcs DACA weapons to not count.
DACA.
Yeah, exactly.
I could see it.
Actually, no, this is the time for my... Where's my special dice? Oh, no, dice. Yes, we will have to go just... Actually... Yeah.
Their anti-orc stratagem isn't bad though. Stem the green tide. It's you spend 2 CP and then any number of Deathwatch units that were selected as a target of a charge by an Orc unit can all shoot at the Orc unit in Overwatch. So if the Deathwatch were fighting here and that Deathkiller Wartrike declared his charge on those two strike squads, they're like the strike squads look at each other like, let's do this, and they both shoot all of their guns via Overwatch at the war boss. And then it does have a second bullet point which says if you kill any models from an Orc squad when you do the Overwatch shoot, subtract 2 from charge rolls made for that unit.
Alrighty. This Night of the Flame.
And then classic GW Dragon Queen, it doesn't say for that unit that phase, so technically if you kill a model from a unit, they just have -2 to charge forever.
Yes. It's amusing, isn't it? And it technically stacks as well.
Yeah, exactly. Enjoy your -4 to charge.
Imagine trying to charge through a forest. It would get overwatched by that.
4 mortal wounds onto the scrap jets.
Ugh.
Alright, the Greyknights attempting to use the fact that, if you guys are unaware, the Greyknights' smite has been unlocked to them. They no longer just all smite for 1 mortal wound. They can smite for D3 now, just at the cost of they've lost their +1 to cast and their ability to have it not increase in casting value.
The Apothecary.
Which orc vehicles in the backfield? The squig buggies?
Sorry, everyone.
The rocket trucks?
Uh,
Or the boomdock and snaz wagons?
yeah. So we have Rucka Truck squig buggies here in the bottom middle, bottom left. We have Rucka Truck squig buggies also here in the top left-hand corner, and then sort of in the middle we have custom Boosta Blastas.
Yes, definitely.
And then over here are Megatrack Scrapjets
Gauge from within 6 of this.
with a kill rig as the linchpin. And then what the fuck were these up here? Excuse my language. Boomdaka snaz wagons.
Sorry, so that is D3 plus 4 on the truck.
Woof!
So that is
7
7 mortal wounds.
7 mortal wounds on that truck. Holy moly! Mamma mia! That's a spicy smite.
And then D3 plus 3 for the super smite. Alright, that actually was pretty nice. So I'm gonna do a smite from this Purgatoire squad onto the truck. I need a 7 now, because this will be the 3rd. That would just fail. Yeah, why not? This guy will try the same thing onto the truck. So I need.
Oh yeah.
Ho ho
These are some
ho!
hard to
Don't
kill.
need to worry because the truck is at 1 wound.
Depending on the order resolution, adult units move with 6-inch moves can effectively be stopped from moving at all.
The dream is real. The dream is real.
That's amusing.
The dream was not real. So does it explode?
No.
Alright, so that truck is exploded in the psychic phase. Means.
Oh, that one was empty.
Oh wait, that one's empty. Oh.
You need to keep the truck there so you can see where they end up.
Yeah, I was like,
Nope,
where's
moving
where's
it
the
back.
lights? Okay, okay.
He took it off before placing the units, which is a big no-no.
Yeah, don't do that, lads.
Because you do the space, then you check for survivors of the crash.
That's the green color. 1.
Ooh, rough! 3 orcs bite the dust.
So
Oh,
7
poor
boys
guys.
on patrol.
That's morale.
Yeah,
Like,
that's instant morale for those orcs.
Does this Deathkiller Wartrike have bustin'
I
heads?
should have rolled separately.
No, it looks like that he does not.
That's a stratagem these days.
Ah, okay. So he may have to use that stratagem if he wants those orcs to stay on the field.
Yep. Just need to make sure they 3 inches and not near my guys.
Assuming you don't lose a couple more to melee.
Can I put them in engagement range?
Wholly within 3
Yeah,
of the
you can.
thing, outside of 1 inch of enemies. Even if the car was in melee, you can't deploy your guys in melee.
Yeah, we should be good there as long as you're
Barely
within Drake.
reaching.
As much as I wish you could.
So that's the boys. Yeah, that's it. Then the truck dies.
Yep.
The truck did his job.
It
He
did.
brought the boys to the front line. Lots of damage. It's fine.
Alright, so that leaves Drago and Grandmaster, and I think this strike squad. So this strike squad's going to cast Hammerhand on themselves. Just see if it goes off. Hammerhand. It does go off, so they reroll wounds in combat now. And then I'm going to cast. I guess I got my librarian. A 9, but he'll try to smite the boys. Why not?
Librarian going for a smite on a 9. No, not with the 7.
And then I have the Grandmaster. Grandmaster and Drago. Which is an interesting one.
Yeah, I mean that does actually some pretty good damage for a psychic phase. You could probably actually win the game.
Drago, what you doing? He is cast Gate of Affinity. Am I going to do the 3d3 for him? I think so. I think it's more important that he moves. But where does he move? You got a lot of things screened. Could just move here. Kind of hold up. Could move by the Grandmaster and just try to survive with the Grandmaster for a turn. I think that's probably the plan. So yeah, I'm gonna go to Drago. He's gonna warp time. Oh, do I do the 3d3 on him? Yes. So I'm spending my last command point again. I'm very unlucky with my freaking command point farm. So 3d3, pick the highest. Gonna start with Gain Affinity on himself. He
If
definitely
you give
doesn't
them
want
debuff
10.
half the move, they go
Pick him up.
from
There's not much
6
I
to
can
3.
show
Then
him
if you
back
put them in
there,
Doctrine,
but
that gives them
just
+1 to
in
save life.
case, he
We
will
argue
go.
that they move 0.
There you go,
It's not that they can be
What's your plan,
argued that
Master?
they
You
move
wanna-
0. They do
I'm gonna
move
hold up
0
with him
then.
on here. That's your plan. Oh, is that what I'm gonna do?
Because you have a 3-inch move then, minus 3 inches. Because remember, in the
hit the
orders, you go
boys and
halves,
wipe
then
them out, that's
minuses.
actually
So
Jets.
it's not even an argument. That's just
And then
how
just
the rules end up
focus trying to
working,
kill the
surprisingly.
War Trick. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm gonna do Vortex of Doom onto the Orc boys. See if it goes off. It does. It's no super anything. 2d3 mortals on those boys. It is 6 mortals on
Big
the boys.
6
Yeah.
mortals, though.
In the rules, you do doubles, then
Yep.
halves, then adds, then
And Volma Feel No
minuses.
Pain, sorry.
Yeah, Feel No Pain.
Feel No Pain, yep.
So,
Roll.
3 die.
Yep.
Sorry, bring me up to date. What are we talking
Done.
about?
Actually, should be
Adeptus
doing 6
Mechanicus
rolls, fine.
moving 0?
Alright, so that is just the Grandmaster left.
yeah,
The Grandmaster
how
is going
some
to
admech units
cast
can actually move 0.
Vampiric
It's hilarious.
Amplification onto these Jets. Scrap Jets or these
Question.
It's
Is this
okay.
one ring out here that
Your
you can
divorcee
actually
doesn't
move?
value
that one is not.
Warhammer as an expense.
One
You
ring
can
is
just take all of
Yeah,
your
it's not
Warhammer
much.
stuff, the thing that's actually worth money, right?
I need to risk some of that 2 damage, but the problem is I don't think I can. What are you amplifying? Yeah, I am going to do it on the Scrap Jets. See if I can get it off. Can I get it off? I can't, so it's +1 damage against the Scrap. Alright.
Greyknights continue to
Lots
plink
that needs to
away
happen in my
at
shooting
the
phase right now.
oncoming Orc
My shooting
vehicles.
phase.
Blink, 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 and dink.
Got pretty lucky on the mortals.
Where's
Alright,
Great White? There is no
Grandmaster,
Great White here.
Everything's gonna go into the scrap jets, and this time I'm gonna remember his second gun. So 6 shots with
Remembering to
the
shoot your guns, very important.
side cannon, no rerolls. And then they because he's a grandmaster, and then I wound on 3s, no rerolls. 3 wounds. It is 8p2, and the damage is gonna because you're -1 damage.
The scrap chat dice.
Alright, and then I'm actually gonna remember
Holy
the gun now.
great.
Gatling silencer is gonna be 12 shots. Oh yeah, does it blow up? Nope. Alright, so 12 shots. Hitting on 2s again. No rerolls. And then as you which this 5? Okay, so 4 is the wound.
No, where are you shooting with your?
Grandmaster, it's the second gun I forgot it's going into the scrap jets.
Yeah, so it's on 5 to
5's wound, so it's gonna be 4. And these will be at 2 damage as well. So another 6.
What's the damage?
2 damage each. So this was all onto the scrap jets.
No, it actually isn't 2 damage.
Your is 8 or more wounds. It's not 8 strength, 8 or more, not less.
Is in your Gatling silencer strength 5?
Yes, but I did the +1 damage against that squad. So it's -1 damage, +1 damage.
So it's
So
just
either
one.
way, it's both 2 damage each.
Isn't the Gatling silencer base 1 damage?
Yes, but I did the +1 damage power against that unit and got that off.
Yeah, so like, if you have +1 and I have -1, don't they cancel it out and it goes back to being 1?
Oh, you might be right. Actually, yeah, it should just be 1 damage each. Yeah. So it's 3 more damage on that squad. Oh yeah, but it doesn't matter because not that one doesn't activate.
Well, it's hard for Great White to get some love when very few people actually have the Great White. Also, he has to be taking a very specific set of
still
things.
be 2 damage.
Sadly.
No, because if it's 8 or less, I take.
No, it's 8 or more for Ramshackle.
Let me double check. If that's true, then I'm big down. Let me double check. That thing of being 8 or more seems very, very not natural.
It's for Dark Lances.
And,
It's for Dark Lances and guns like that.
yeah, but like
Melta.
intuitive.
Yeah, he'd be down to. That's 3 wounds left on it.
-1 versus. Yeah.
I was reading. Does it go? I'm 90% sure if it's.
Those ramshackle rules are very
or
interesting,
less,
but also uninteresting at the same
Based on
time.
what I know, and I just
Because
looked
there are
it up
very
as well,
few
it is 8
weapons
or
that are
more.
going to be strength 7 or lower. They're doing more than 2 damage at a time.
So you should be 1 scrap jet down, and then you should be 1 at 3 wounds.
I actually did it wrong.
The strength 8 would be damage 3, so it gets reduced down to 2. And then the strength 5 would be damage 2 because of the empiric amplification.
No, he just hadn't.
However, it's only AP1.
Unless the attack is 8 or more. Not if the attack is 8 or more.
What a nice casual game.
The ruling is it's just 1 damage with the slice.
Okay. What's causing it to be? I'm confused because the strength of the 12 silencer is only strength 5.
Yes, that's unless
the attack is 8 or more.
Yes.
Okay, I understand. So yes, so he's only at 3 left. So one scrapjet said the other's at 3. That's right. So at 6. Yeah.
Oh man, this is
That
a
makes sense.
nice casual game to watch, wouldn't you say,
Okay.
listener? Very easy on the listening, easy on the eyes,
Yes,
great
and
on the killing.
yes, indeed. When I show up to a game of 40K, the goal is for toy soldiers to
So
explode,
what else was-
dying,
So he's done.
dying in bouts of plasma fire
Only the
across
team
the
that
battlefield.
killed them were secondary. So this intercepts
Ah,
his
so you're an
extra
overcharge
+1. He
everything
did not
kind of
lose his turn.
My macroplasma incinerators are overcharged,
So,
and my
hit
twin
him on
Volkite
4
contemptors
for
would
one extra
overcharge if
Grandmaster.
they could. Gosh dang it! I'll deal mortal wounds to myself as well as you.
Nope, not really. The Paladin squad.
You
As long
must
as the
love fighting
plasma's
Gene Stealer
overcharged,
Cult.
let it flow.
So they just do
Sorry.
the same thing.
Sorry, Dragon Queen. Go ahead.
Nah, you must love fighting Gene
guys
Stealer
left,
Cults when they bring mind control then.
Grease. Reroll once.
And
I
in
mean-
case you don't know what that's gonna do.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know what that's gonna do, so clearly I am
So
safe.
on a roll of a 6+, I roll 3d6. If it's equal to or higher than the leadership of the model of my choice, I get to shoot one of its
Oh!
weapons or make attacks
Hold
with one
on.
of its melee
Now the math
weapons.
is weird.
Sick.
Meaning-
Overload me, bro.
So the
Is that
side
when
I'll
cannon
overload your one of your
was 3
redemptors into
damage
your
each.
other redemptor and one-shot your redemptor by accident.
Yes,
Remember, I have to do
Redemptor
it-
on Redemptor violence is what we all crave.
From the Gene Stealers, nonetheless.
Oh, that's really confusing.
Yeah, where's the cult Redemptor where you like, you got
that's
a
confusing.
you got a Gene Stealer seed into the Adeptus Astartes gene seed that they interred in the Dreadnought. You're like, oh, ours
that
now.
would've Been very confusing. We'll just keep it as it is.
Imagine a Dreadnought with the
Might
2
have
metal arms
done
and then
like
2
3
like
more damage on
creepy
the second
Tyranid
scrapjet,
arms
it's
growing
fine.
out underneath it.
Alright. What else am I doing? Oh, these strike squads will go into the Orc boys, because why not? They get rapid fire.
Yeah,
'cause
let's
they're right
see real quick. Death count here for the Orcs. 2 Megatruck scrapjets, a truck, a warbus on warbike, some boys,
there. Alright,
and some
on
storm boys.
3s, because they're shooting out of dents, no rerolls.
They'll need to do more in the close
And
combat
we got
phase
5
here if they
6s.
don't
Two
want to get
wounds
shot
on
off the
boys
board
right
by the
there.
Ruckatrucks next turn.
I might actually lose this game. That's a possibility.
It's unlikely, because I'm not going to do enough damage to your 2 damage.
Your biggest problem is the squiggle. I find it very funny that the biggest threat in the entire army is death by squig.
Drago.
Yeah, the Greyknights are like, oh god, what are these red like orbs full of teeth that are flying at us? Oh please.
Imagine a Gene Stealer Knight. I have one of those.
That's pretty wild.
What do you mean?
Does a Gene Stealer Knight have 6 arms or only 4?
Does not have a storm bolter.
Depends on how you convert it.
Nope, I don't.
Okay.
Alright, so the Purgator is going to shoot his.
Come on, fingers crossed for some Grey Knight
his
shooting
storm
here.
bolters
I want to see some vehicles chain reaction
the
explode.
Cannons.
The most I've ever seen explode in one sequence was 2 Raiders and a Ravager, where the Raiders were both at 2 HP, and I blew up the Ravager and it exploded, dealing 2 mortal wounds to one and 1 to the other, and then the second one also exploded and it killed the third one,
So I'm going to do the boys first. Let's see if
which
yeah,
then
looks
also
very-
exploded.
So 4 shots
But there
for
was
boys,
nothing
and
else
then
in
1
range.
for Drago.
I guess the first squad that had disembarked from the other Raider
And
took some
then,
mortal
I'm
wounds
gonna go
canonically.
6s on the
But
boys, 2 more wounds on the boys.
Oh yeah, Diamond Boots. It looks really nice. I did a really nice paint job on it. Eventually, when I get better at painting, I want to hand paint some cult iconography on it
Then all the
and really go into more
Cannons.
detail.
onto your war trike.
there's so many interesting aspects
So
to the
this is
hobby:
gonna
converting
be
and proxying new
move.
models, painting, and
And it's dense anyway. The
it's
4s, but I'm rerolling once.
it's not limited to
That's a
just
whole roll.
competitive
Alright,
list
let's reroll
building
once.
and dice
what's
rolling and
toughness
blasting.
on the-
Certainly not.
Oh yeah. It goes far beyond just the combat, because
Toughness
making
is
your models
6.
look your own and
So I
unique and something
need
that you
5
look happy with
3
what
is the
you've
wound because I'm
done
strength 7.
is definitely a big part of it.
And 2
Absolutely.
So those are all at AP1, and it's going to be.
Although we all fight the
Oh,
continuous
fight
battle
everyone.
against the bastion
Oh,
of
okay.
gray plastic that sits in most of our closets. Like, please, please don't come calling. I promise I'll paint you one day.
So the squad, and they can.
If you're a more local listener, I'd probably paint your models for you, because I need more shit to paint right now. I've only got
They can
2 unprimed models, and that's because I just got them over the weekend, so
we'll do.
just waiting for a
I think we're
nice,
just gonna shoot
hot,
everything into him.
dry day to get them all sprayed up and
Except if you
painted.
kill him, that's actually big.
I actually have 2 Inquisitor models I'm going to put together.
Actually, don't
Over in California where I
Well, I
am
don't wanna kill
native,
him
and then
with
Vegas
French.
where I will be very soon.
These guys.
You don't have to
actually
wait for the
start
hot,
your
dry
turn,
day.
enter the
It's
boss knob,
it's every day, all the time.
into the Snazwagon.
My general
So,
key
Soul
I
Bolter
play
into the knobs. I
is
do
pretty
not
much
reroll here, 'cause
exclusively
they're
bladed
Bomber
cog.
Knights.
I like to take
And
an
5 and 6s
Abominant,
on the
make
knob.
him -1 to
Put
be
that
hit,
there,
so
and
all of his
then
defenses
you
coming
are
out
on
after the relic from Mark of the
to
Cloud Omnissiah is he's
Full shots.
-1 to hit
The dice.
at T5,
Onto the
so
wagon.
that's
Same
relatively
thing.
tanky
4s
for a
because I moved.
character already. He'll have a 3-up
Oh,
That's a
Invuln.
really, really
He
good
takes
roll.
-1 flat
but I think you're
damage
toughness 7
with a
on that, right?
5-up Feel No Pain, and heals D3 wounds
Toughness
every
6.
battle
Okay,
round
so 3 is a win.
Everything is
on
toughness
your
six
turn.
in my little.
So 8 wounds, still a really good roll.
So it's
AP1.
an exceedingly impossible to kill character at that point.
So yeah,
So
that's
that's
you actually rolled pretty.
6 damage on that snaps one.
And just updating everyone, the purifiers from over here managed to just loose their psi cannons into the Boondocka Snazwagons, and with their strength 7
You
versus
have to
toughness 6, and AP minus, I think only 1 or 2, we're able to get
Yeah,
through,
you're
as you
still
see there
safe.
on the
It's
dice
just,
roller,
like a teleport him.
all 6 wounds. Oh,
Yeah.
getting a little
I
breath
actually
there from me,
think I
Dragon
will
Queen,
just
sorry.
shoot
Sadly, there
Drago. It's not my
are
play
a
to kill it,
lot
but I
of
don't
them.
want
Yeah, there are a lot of orc vehicles still.
It goes to show you do need to take a considerable amount of anti-tank. Not all too much, but you need to dedicate, I'd say, 2 to 3 units hard into anti-tank.
I mean,
And I feel like there's not enough anti-tank here to blow through those vehicles
So 3 hits.
in a
It's
timely
strength
manner.
4.
certainly not on the
6 wounds,
platform that it
2
needs to be
wounds,
on to be able to
AP1.
reliably fire. Just unfortunately, the anti-vehicle on 3
The
Purgator
one-
squads is not a reliable enough platform
And
to
that's what this
foist
boy.
that
I guess he'll put
anti-tank
his
onto
shots
the orc
into
vehicles before they die.
Scrap that's this one hero
Oh, yeah.
side cannon boy.
Diamond Boots, that sounds like that looks amazing. And Chosikan, the other reason I like to take Bladed Cog is because of their stratagem. For 1 CP in the fight phase, a unit that's going to attack gets 6-up exploding hits, 5-up versus Imperium, and 4-up exploding melee against Admech. And since it's very easy to force some nice charges with your Dean Stealer cults, I can begin a blender ball through an entire army of Admech with some
I
aberrants.
got the interceptor. I don't think you can see anything though. Oh no.
Well, how do you handle 185 Skitari, Dragon Queen?
First things first, I'll make one of them unable to fire Overwatch. And then I'll throw a unit into them that will... They have T4, 2 wounds, 5-up save into a 5-up Feel No Pain, and they'll have a 6-up Invuln on top of that.
Can you stop
And
them
then
from
I'll
falling
funnel some
back?
CP. I do have my ways.
Okay.
Also, they probably won't have a chance to fall back. Whatever unit I got onto is dead.
Well, see, that represents a problem for you, because the other
Yes,
160...
it's a fluffy strat that is
Vanguard-
amazing.
Okay, well...
Sorry, let's react in the chat there for a moment.
Oh, yeah, please continue. Chat is the lifeblood of Twitch. We are here to entertain.
Yes. Diamond Boots is like, what the hell? There's a fluffy strat that's actually good and generically good, yeah. Overthrow the oppressors for 1
not
CP.
reroll, so
Just 6 up
Oh, no, I am
explosions
rerolling
to
'cause I
melee
put
to
Greg on
anything.
this guy's.
It's generically
So,
useful.
reroll.
Is it Imperium? 5
Still
ups.
nothing. Okay.
Is it Admech?
I'll do
4
your war
ups.
boss now.
Slap some Thunder Hammers in
Fours.
that squad.
Nope, rerolling
Get a
for Drago.
casual 20.
Better.
What is it?
Use the wound.
22 attacks of Thunder Hammer, hitting on
2 wounds
3s,
on your war boss.
exploding
AP1.
4 ups,
I will
6s
not kill him.
twice,
Good.
rerolling
Yes,
1s if you felt like it.
Excellent.
Oh, 8th edition
and
design. Oh, you.
The 3 onto the strap cap.
There's not stratagems that are army-wide pick any unit like exploding
Yeah.
6s anymore.
Psychic.
Blood Angels don't even have like Blood Angels literally don't have any more damage stratagems. Blood Angels. Enjoy them
Oh, we need
while it
lists?
lasts,
1
Dragon
second.
Queen. Lists? Yeah,
I
Dragon
will
Queen's got
enjoy
you.
it.
One.
Well, it
Increase
lasts.
the wound.
Here you go. Here are the lists.
2 wounds. AP is 1. And
Oh
1
yeah,
damage.
definitely what you need to do is just learn the core rules and the rules of your own army, and trust that your enemy knows what the hell they're doing.
Yes, that should be all my shooting.
With all the admech stuff that's going on at the moment, prove anything that screws them
That's pretty
over.
good. Can't complain.
Yeah. Bladed Cog feels like a great way to
So
go.
turn phase, these knights are going to go into
A
the
lot of
death
heavy vehicles to transport your aberrants across the field. You can do some other
Yeah, why
cheeky
not?
shenanigans with deep striking. I do quite a bit of character sniping as well here and there.
Yep.
Something to remember with Gene Stealer cults that people often overlook is that if you take a detachment of Imperial Guard via their rules, it still has the Imperium keyword, so you can legally take an Assassin or an Inquisitor in your Gene Stealer cult army.
AP.
And I've been taking a Vindicare in my IRL 2K list lately, just to pop
Oh,
off
I should've known
characters
Overwatch
from
had
AdMech,
Fives. Nope. We got one guy, one wound.
and they absolutely hate it.
For my DACA guns. Boomsticks, actually. 6 shots on
Also,
6.
you don't even have to worry
Yep.
about
Yeah, I
the
didn't realize you had a flame
sniper
marker
spam,
overwatching.
because your entire army worth of troops can bodyguard for your characters.
On 6s. Hits.
Oh, brutal Overwatch from the Death Killer Wartrike into the Greyknights charging them.
Wounds.
It really
yeah.
needs the Grey Knight alive to kill this 1 wound Wartrike. Oh.
It does have a flamer
I wish I could mute that.
4 ups.
with the exhaust.
Probably. Yep, that will.
He might kill a 1 or 2 of them easily in this Overwatch.
No, he's killed them all.
Yeah, you want him
Oh,
to
all
not
of them.
shoot him.
Ooh,
Oh,
I didn't
do not
notice
want to
that.
shoot
Yeah.
him.
I mean, if I knew I had the
That
flamer,
is
I would have
horrifying.
overwatched him, but I didn't know he had the flamer. That was.
Ah, okay. Grey Knight player says that he didn't realize the Death Killer Wartrike had a Strength 5 AP -1 damage flamer. Otherwise, he would have shot him to death instead of trying to charge him.
I do want to kill that one boy, so I'm going to kill that one boy. Or try to. So I'm going to charge with this squad into him. He's a 6, I believe. Yep, they got on the 9. Alrighty.
Okay, Grey Knight's stretching
so much
forward
hate
to
for
remove
something
that boss
bad.
knob.
Yeah, damn it. I should have known Overwatch him. Fuck.
Yeah, because like now the Wartrike's charging something. And that's the
Yeah.
I mean, I might as well try to get the cannon in there because he's dead anyway. Yeah, he's in there on his own. Yeah, it should be. Maybe not.
does not do it. It's 1.2.
Charge. Yeah, definitely run front.
You were far away.
I was 7 inches and I moved 7 inches.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Yeah, some of the
Yeah,
abilities
been
with Rusted
closer.
Claw are a bit redundant right now,
I
but
mean, who knows
otherwise they're
Marcos?
still really good.
probably
Ignoring
won't.
AP1 is pretty
But it's worth a
solid,
shot.
all things considered, because there's a lot of
Alright,
accidental AP run going about
I
right
think
now.
that's it in charges. I'll just start with him.
Alright, the single
He's got 3 attacks,
Strike
3
Knight
punches.
with Psy Cannon needs to
He's got
try
3
and get it done
negatives.
here.
I mean, if manages to punch to
Drive-by
death,
demolitions is
Wartrike,
stupidly
it's
fun.
the most
Oh.
metal marine ever.
That is true.
I am gonna do my consolidates.
Yeah, nice pile in.
So now you attack, right?
Yeah,
He
and so
obsects
this
that
is
objective
2
away from the
and then visors.
Snazwagon.
Yeah,
But
Diamond
no
Boots. If you
wounds.
like AdMech for
No, that-
AdMech
actually.
and not because they're strong
Yeah.
competitively, there's nothing wrong with playing AdMech then.
And
Oh,
It's
well,
the
just
people who are playing
kill your
AdMech
orc
just
boss.
because
No,
they're
but yeah.
competitive that I have a
And now
problem with.
with Crow.
I've
Hello.
always played
Yep.
Tyranids as long as I've played 40k for the most part. I've
Yeah, I
never
cannot even
played a faction just
properly,
because
bro.
they were
It's
better
just-
than a different faction.
Oh, actually.
What can I do? They released literally better Fire Warriors
That
in
is
the
true.
forms of Skitari Rangers.
Just
And
wait
this
until the actual
Dracula
Tau
was
Codex comes out and they'll just be better Skitari Rangers.
I am waiting
Yeah,
patiently.
I
I was
recently
playing.
got
I
the
played
Tau
Tau in
Codex.
Alpha League after the first two
And then,
nerfs
yeah.
of 9th edition,
4
and
updates
after
and
the
we're
third
going- we're
nerf,
going-
with the one where they were
Nothing.
like, we're gonna increase commander and stealth
Positive
suit
stuff.
points again, and we're gonna make tactical drones 20, and oh yeah, Riptides go down 1 point. I was like, I'm out. I leave.
He took a lot of damage.
AdMech player
Mhm.
forgot they had a
Good job.
6-up army-wide invuln safe.
Alright, that's it. No more else.
Is it on everything? It's not on. It's not on the
God,
tanks,
I
right?
shouldn't
It's
have
not on the
done that.
No, it's
Scorpius
literally on
Disintegrator
everything.
or the Dune Strider.
Yeah.
It's on literally everything.
that would've-
Everything
Yeah,
either
it's
has a
right there,
6-up
right?
invuln or better for the
Yeah, denied you a
vehicles.
primary. Yep, your turn.
Can you move to my please?
Yep.
So, one phase I got to War Phase 2, the
Mhm.
big race, which is just where I got plus 1 AP.
Yeah, and you
There
got
you
hold
go,
2.
benefits.
Hold 3, technically.
Oh yeah, I hold 1, hold 2, hold 3, right?
Yeah, I killed the truck and a scrap chuck.
So yeah,
Which the
actually,
truck is 10 units of armor, right?
uniquely
it's
amongst the new Codex models, the Scorpius Disintegrator does not have an invuln save.
A little bit.
You will probably
Sucks to
guarantee
be
at
a
this point.
Scorpius Disintegrator.
Not killing the bike was a big old problem.
Now I move my death kill over here.
Yep. Yeah, now bikes cannot go through walls, especially vehicles.
Yeah, but it will charge here.
Yep.
It's just so not overwatch me.
I can't over anyway on a CP.
But you cannot see me. You do not have line of sight with this unit.
Yeah, I couldn't either way on a CP.
Yes, the Death Killer Wartrike moving in position to charge into the Purgator squad, wipe out those Psy cannons, prevent them from removing
What's
any
the
more
name of the
vehicles.
thing where you overwatch with no line of sight?
The hover, tank, flyer, and
that's
transport
not a
don't
thing
have
in my knowledge.
invuln. Okay, I thought most things.
No, you were saying you could overwatch with CCP, but then
Yeah, it's called
No,
Bionics, and it's on a
Um,
goodly number of units, but not all.
I would
have the
say
ability
just
once
play
per game to
Tyranids
say, "You
anyways,
can't go
Kivrich. If you're thinking of
which is
learning
what I should
them,
have done.
you probably have a solid
Oh, yeah,
couple
you-
months to a year
forgetting about that
before it
possibility.
a new book comes
Yes.
out,
Yes.
and just play the
I'm
cool
sure
units
that-
you like anyways. I play the same cool units, even some of them aren't super competitive.
14 inch
You don't even need to only take the competitive units. It turns into a lot of the times a
It's
game of
pretty
skill and a
well-looking
game of
animated gun
chance.
that ignores line of
That
sight at 2 damage each.
you can pretty
This
much
is what
force
Hive
certain
Guards need to
things
Although a
that you
unit of
want to
Hive
have
Guard
happen.
rerolling ones never hurt
Yeah,
nobody.
I asked the
I don't even take Hive Guard like that. I take the shot cannon. I take the Haywire Blaster.
Glynisir,
Mhm.
this other guy. He asked, "Oh, should I go my Orc list that's full competitive?
Yeah.
Or my last competitive?"
I mean, seriously,
list?"
start out
Oh,
with
go
what you
ahead,
think
that's
looks
actually
good.
fine
If
too.
you want to get into more competitive, pick up the
Okay.
competitive units afterwards. Just get what looks cool.
So yeah,
There's no reason not to.
Booster Blaster.
And even if the
moving-
faction changes greatly against how you used to play it, adapt with it. Keep playing the same way you
Yep.
used to play
actually
for
prefer the
fun.
Booster Blaster move.
If anything, a lot of the more for fun Tyranid strategies are going to get
And I
better
attack Scrap Jets,
as we get our new
Mhm.
codex. At least I'd hope they would.
Asterisk for all my Tau players out there. Do not play the way you were playing in 8th edition, where you shoot everyone off the board turn 1, 2, and 3, and then go get objectives
No,
turn
you
4
should
and
be
5.
allowed to turn
You
off
will
the
you
weekend.
will not score enough primary to win.
It's not going to be enough to do anything.
Yes, you need to
Squig
actually
Buggy
hold at least 2
acquisition,
objectives throughout the entire
blah, blah,
game.
And the secret to that is breachers and drones and devilfish.
The Tyranid Start Collecting box is an amazing deal. You get everything you need to start. You get a Broodlord, which is a great multi-purpose unit because if you also take Genestealer Cults eventually, that can count as your Patriarch model because they're the exact same goddamn thing. You get solid 8 Genestealers, which with another box you get 16, which is the perfect amount of Genestealers you need. And you get a Trigon variant, which I built as a Moloch myself because it can do oops, accidental 8 mortal wounds, and your enemy is forced to shoot at it because they don't want a monster to lock them in melee for the rest of existence. They're going to have to pile a bunch of shots into it, charge it first,
I think that's
and
it
it
for my main
screws up
thing.
their entire next turn.
Yeah.
Woof.
You
Speaking
may
of
say that Tyranids are
Rig is
uncompetitive at the moment
first
without Demas. I
command
don't run
point
any
for my
Demas.
business.
I don't take
Sure.
crutches. I just kick them out of other people.
It's fine. You deny that, right?
Yeah, it denies everywhere. You do get it though.
But it is completely understandable
D3
if you're
points.
trying to play from a competitive process that you
Normals,
would
R5.
take, at least in before
Nope,
a
just
recent
dice.
points increase, you would take 1, 2, or even 3
Now we
Demas
struggle.
because Warhammer in a
Defense
competitive
7,
setting is
so
all
let's
about
see.
being able to
Mhm.
deal damage for points efficient sources. And Dimacarons were 100% the most points efficient source of damage that you
Ignore
had
my
before
timer.
the
Nope.
25-point increase.
So, two.
Gene Silkles wasn't so expensive. I'd probably get the ones that I second one.
I do. It's on a
They
far plaza,
are
do D3
pretty
Marines.
expensive to get
So
into, I'm
we
not
are
gonna
Knights of
lie.
Flame and your guys here.
The
Both
biggest
15
issue is their Start Collecting box
Are
is
you
their
mono ones or
best
two
deal a
mono?
lot of the times. And to really get your cult off the
D3.
ground,
D3.
at
Yep.
minimum for me, with how I play,
Okay.
you'll want an
So going
Abominant,
to. I shouldn't
a
have rolled
single
this apple,
box
but
of Aberrants, 3 Goliath trucks, and then 3 Start Collecting boxes for the
That's
Genestealer
fine.
Cults.
So 1 on 2.
And you have
Right?
effectively everything you
Red
need
Knight, 2
to
them.
play a
Okay.
I should have
solid army.
rolled them separately. If you want, I can reroll.
Oh, you want to
You're
run
good. The
all the
Dreadnought didn't get it
bikes in
anyway.
the world? Oh, I feel that.
And the 2 on the squad. Okay, they ignore
It
marker.
is an escalation
on
hobby,
the
as
dice.
they like to say
Yep.
at the stores. So you should just
It was the
buy
one
things
catching
over
point.
time.
No,
No,
You
I got
shouldn't
2
buy
back
everything
already.
at once.
Yeah, if
Okay,
you
so
want a
for
dollar cost
60,
average your way into 40k,
Yep.
by the
first
way.
material.
I do not recommend 3D
Here you're
printing
going to
your
do battle
models. It is stealing.
those guys over the back.
GW
Stick it
pays a
as
lot
you
of
go.
workers a lot of money to create
power
quality
to
products.
Yep.
They pay a
Spartan
lot
for
of
power.
stuff to keep
3
making new
points.
models that look nice for people.
Nice.
But I will say that I
Do
have
3D print, however, neat little decorations, alternate hats, heads, maybe a neat looking sword for your guy.
Wasn't that your hit roll?
you can also find, old
Oh,
mistreated 40k models on on
More open
eBay and refurbish
Nope,
them,
table.
restore them to their proper glory.
Alright.
A perfectly legal
Here's down the
and viable transaction.
Yeah.
GW made these models for us to use, people, not let them go to waste in someone's trash bin.
Stick cannons is just one. It's
Wounds and sticker is AP2.
Speaking of
Oh,
battles
Go
of the
ahead and 3D print your terrain.
monstrosities,
That's
Nope,
something you
we'll
really
table.
don't care
okay,
about.
so there's a special rule.
Dragon Queen, speaking of battles of the monstrosities, this kill rig versus Nemesis Dread Knight here
Alright.
is something that I'm excited to see play out in melee. You said
Yep.
Girly Man, Gilliman was able to take out a kill rig in a single round. I'm curious if a Grandmaster Nemesis Dread Knight might be able to do the same.
It should. It's got enough attacks, it's got enough strength, it's got enough damage. Yeah, it's a very weird. Every GW store is a bit different what their rules are going to be, especially for events if you end up playing events.
No wounds.
Alrighty.
Some places are going to be very lenient. They're like, oh, you 3D printed some decals or something? Yeah, that's cool. It looks nice. We
Yep.
don't care. It gets to a point where you start printing out like most of a model that a big
Yep.
problem starts to arise. That it becomes a big issue.
6 times 3, that's 18 shots. I feel like this
You
would have
should
to make
never,
models.
under any circumstance,
2 damage does do that,
print
yep.
GW models like from any mold that
Of
is not
course.
endorsed by the TTS Warhammer 40K community. Like that's bad.
4s are fine,
Big
so
no-no.
we delete the 4.
Or just 3D print whole
On
models in
fours,
general.
oh.
That's actually illegal.
That's 100%.
Yeah.
Now for your
Um,
homebrew D&D game, like cuz I'm a D&D player, if you want to like print a mold of your own
Advanced
beholder, that's something
AP
entirely different.
Three, you
3D
said?
printing is an incredibly cool
Yep,
and
6s.
new technology. But
No,
But
we
My
don't.
we
story
all
can throw down
know we're
2K
crossing
games.
like
And then
where crossing the
there
line
and a
is.
pocket
Sorry,
square.
Dragon Queen, please tell the story.
Looking at your
So
scan
that
here,
is
he says you
fine.
can play at GW, so your mind limits us to 500 points.
First
Mine
one,
allows boards up to
that's
2,000
fine.
point games.
Second one.
It's literally store dependent because each store is ran
So 1 we're good so
independently.
far. Third one.
Do not recast your
Is
models. That's
fine.
even
Last
worse.
Goodness gracious.
So 2
Uh,
license.
wait, did I hear that right, Dragon Queen?
Okay.
A GW official store only lets players play up to 500-point games?
Quick question.
No,
Check
all
this
stores are different. Mine has board sizes for up to 2Ks that people can do. And I actually played 2Ks.
So
Or
now
As have
just the
I.
other
That's what
day,
I'm most
actually.
familiar with.
Mhm.
Or I guess back
Yeah.
in the day we played a lot of 1750. That's an underused point size these days.
Yeah, the events at my
Yep.
store
Max special
is always a 1K event, which is fun because it allows
Good.
people that don't have a lot of money to play events for fun.
Deca 10, that's 20 shots.
I think we're going to see the Knights of Titan whittled down to their very elite HQs this turn. Look at that Rucka truck firing through. Wait, that was threes, so
Double check.
that can't be right.
Yeah, it's train.
I'll assume he's doing the rule correctly.
Saves.
Yep, 6s.
Oh, oh, definitely don't want to move that custom booster blaster.
If you're starting with a couple of
Alright, this one's one.
friends, there's an easy way to get into the
Damage
game.
2.
Then
And this on the
what
3
you
make
do
sure,
is you
yep.
want to split the I forget what edition it is. The big box that comes with everything. It'll come with about what is it, like 500 something points of Space Marines, 500
First
something
one.
points of Necrons. It'll come with just about everything you need as
is
terrain.
live.
From there, you get one more box of
Hold on,
terrain
that
with
same
the mat.
guy.
Bada bing, bada boom, you have a 1K board and two 500 point armies.
Dead. Next one.
Well, the 500 in 1K board.
Dead. And one more left.
Enough
Let's
terrain
all
to
these
fit
at
both of
once.
them, and two armies to start out.
And anything in
From
duplicate,
there,
yep.
each start
That is
collecting
left.
box and battle patrol box is about 500 points.
I mean, in the plus side, I lose my brilliant. That's a plus.
From what I know, GW doesn't like Tabletop Simulator, but it's
Now
not
my
inherently
mega
stealing
step back,
away from
fire everything
what
to
they
the hero
do.
squad.
Events are still in person.
First
Yeah,
year
the Elite
rocket
Star
cannons,
Edition set.
3
Events are
plus
still in person, competitive events. If anything, TTS has been a very big boon for that, and they do know it. They just want there to be less people stealing the models because some people, with how the models are rigged on TTS, were using that to create recasts.
Mm. And part of the understanding of playing on TTS, right? I think as a whole is like, you know, it's genuinely suggested that you're playing with models that you own in real life.
Yes. I thankfully do own 90% of what I play on TTS.
Definitely own all the Tau and Salamanders that I play.
It's on repeat 3.
Yeah, TTS is a legal gray area because TTS doesn't own the mods; it's community ran.
But we definitely appreciate the ability to interact with our friends who love this hobby around the world via, like, using it as a tool.
The thing they can do about 3D printing is ban you from any official stores if you get caught using a printed model.
No, it's 2 twin big shooters. So it's 12.
That's what they can do. They can ban you from events, they can ban you from stores, they can just prevent you from having the hobby as a whole.
Fights.
They can cease and desist the mod author, though, that is true. But one of the biggest things they can't do is do too much if they're not making any profit off of it.
Maybe one here. All right. 4. They're good.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that's it for the.
And one of the
Mega
big
Track
things,
Yep.
what's
You
the
got
official
this squad of
Warhammer?
rock trucks left.
And also,
There are a
this
lot
one,
of people who
Rocket
care, Gift Fiddle.
Right, because these guys were the ones fired. Yep.
There are a lot of people who do care.
I think I do not fire any rocket trucks as of yet.
As for like
Alrighty.
GW as a whole in their legal structure,
So
they are
those
segmented.
want to-
So the people who build the
want to
models are
produce
separate
shots.
from the people who write
Ooh.
the books, who are
Look,
separate from people who deal with the legal
Mhm.
stuff.
they're
Legal's
getting
just
into
trying to
that.
do legal things,
Alrighty.
protect the IP.
So that is six
Yeah, they have to try to defend it.
shots.
Otherwise, they lose digital rights.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
Literally
12,
go to your local
16,
store and they can order the
28.
box from the warehouse and
Right.
have it shipped to either your house or to
We
the store
have
for you
a
to
guy
pick up.
dense, thankfully. So it'll be fine.
That is very
oh, I know,
true.
because the guy in front is not. Never mind. Ignore me. It should be a force.
Also,
Oh, wait.
never buy
You have
Warhammer from
4
Amazon.
force.
It's been proven that there are
Available on
sellers from
Twitch.
Amazon aren't
Mhm.
always, Amazon warehouse having GW product. They could go to a
Alright,
reseller
sixes.
that will give you some
Nope, there we
very illegal things from it.
Too much DACA.
It's the ignore line as well.
It's very weird.
It's a massive.
They said it can take from a couple weeks to a month at your local game store.
Yeah.
That's
Who would
probably
say
because
that orcs would be
of
actual
the
price.
boxes that are coming out. You're in a really weird time. They just
Now,
shipped
those
out
guys are going
the
into the green
Thousand
spot
Suns Grey
Yep.
Knight
over
box.
here.
A lot of stores are about to get the Kill Team Indomitus,
Which
which is
way
going
do
to
I
eat
need
up
to
the
go
shipping
to six
times.
shots?
And
Oh.
then I think there's another box set that's going to
Look
be
hard.
pre-releasing the exact week after the Kill Team Indomitus comes
Kabam!
out. Man,
So 12 shots.
there's a lot of crazy stuff
Mhm.
happening. Normally for me at my local store, and it's a pretty busy one too. It just takes
Oof.
How I missed
a
the
while.
DACA.
Yeah, Hexfire is late. They're having a bit of shipping
Don't hate it
problems
when
with
you
that
have
right
T6
now.
shots per 2 damage
And
gun.
then, Kill
Ah,
Team
damn,
Indomitus is coming out.
That 2-man squad is dead.
Or am I calling it the wrong thing? Is it Indomitus? What's the
I
Kill
think
Team
I
box
pretty
called again?
reliable.
Exactly.
Octarius.
Octarius. I'm calling it
Dead boy.
Indomitus.
Nope.
That was the one from last year.
So I'm just doing the.
Uh,
So yeah, and just to update you all on the progress of the game as
No,
we're
the-
having this
the
fun
3
chat,
5-inch full price
the
forces.
Rucka Trucks have had their
Yeah,
shooting
that's
phase, and oh
also
boy, what a shooting phase it
Oh.
is. The Greyknights are down to a single Purgator squad, their HQs, and a a 2/3 HP Grandmaster Nemesis Dread Knight. It's not looking good as the speed freaks bear
Definitely.
down
Turbo Maker.
full pedal to the metal.
The Death Killer.
But the kill rig falls over, as everyone
It's
knows.
sucks.
That
Let's
means it's
get
dead.
into
He
it.
can't use that model anymore.
you literally can't be screwed over for the new Kill Team. They have said that no matter
more
what, they
five.
will get one to you.
Nope, I take 1 more.
And if they don't, you could sue GW for a lot of money in a
Great
class action
points.
lawsuit.
There you go.
The Vortex. I am
Nope.
CP rolling this.
Yep. 8, I'll do it.
There are other reasons
Yeah,
why
no,
GW
avoid-
profits are at an all-time high in 3D
Mhm.
printing is so many new people
anyone
got into
practice
the
this might be
hobby
wrong, but I think the
because
Keurig
more and
does
more
2
people
extra
have been
attacks with punchable
becoming
and 2
aware of the
extra
hobby and that they might like it. So it makes sense that the 3D printers and the illegal sellers are trying to make their buck. And GW is making a lot of buck because people hopefully know that 3D printing is wrong, especially people that get kicked out of events. I think the last major event that happened in my area, I forget what it was called. They kicked like 5 people out because they got caught using
pull up
entire
this real
armies
quick.
of 3D printed models. And of all things, one of the guys was playing Custodes that got kicked out for 3D printing his models. I think 3D terrain is fine, and my local store says it's fine, so you gotta check with your store. Because a lot of terrain is very
What
Yeah,
slots
I
are
nice
there?
to
know
have
that. I
3D
was in the
printed because
codex.
you
It's
can
for
specially
extra
make it. They
HP.
even allow a lot of third-party terrain. So I think
yeah,
terrain
the
is in the
first one, the
fine sense
Killing.
of things.
So
Because they don't sell a lot of terrain either. There.
Man, what is that considered? Can't even find it.
yeah, I'm fighting. And for the skill rig, now I'm doing 8 attacks with saws.
Oh, here comes the Battle of the Titans. Kilrig versus Grandmaster Nemesis Dread Knight.
8. What's your toughness?
This is 6.
So wounding. Look, it's a really bad wound.
Oh, what a terrible wound roll.
And the wound goes through AP3.
Yeah, you just gotta
Come
fail.
on, Dread Knight, show him what's for.
Fail it. Damage.
2 damage.
Alright, down 6.
Ooh, that might
So
tear him
now
down.
into the...
That is going to be teared down for him.
You can 3D print everything as long as you bring it to
attack.
the store. Oh god damn it, that's still part of the problem.
Oh, but only his movement and ballistic skill tear down at that
Yep.
rank.
Force.
The Kilrig's got to do a little bit more with the rest of these attacks.
The Riders of the Bikes
Fail
are
one.
still official models.
Damage 3.
That's a bit of a
Alright, down to 3.
gray area though,
After the
Trosacon.
punch.
Yep.
Those are
As for
probably
Geese the
nothing damage
Trenchcoat,
to you.
minus 8 million disrespect points
1
to
3.
you.
Uh-oh. Knight's at 3 HP.
Oh boy, it might
I should have-
survive.
Oh god damn it. Oh, I'm stupid. I'm so stupid.
Oh, what did the Orc player feel like he messed up?
The beast man.
I think he messed up the strength of one of his weapons.
Into those guys.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Forge World models are in a bit of a area where some people do 3D print them because a lot of them are just not
Yep.
sold and are always
5?
sold out and it's impossible to get.
It's AP2, right? Yeah, 5 safe. Wow. Okay, 1 dies.
Alright,
Yes,
do them
you
again.
do have a right to print inside
And
your
I
own
have to
home
ignore
and
the
let no
damage
one
to
know
the hammer.
that you are literally committing piracy. But that
60
doesn't
to ignore.
stop the fact that it's wrong.
Ignore 1.
So one takes.
Well, I don't want to make a
But I
moralistic
won't say too
judgment
many
on our...
morals.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't want to make a
No,
moralistic
never.
judgment on our viewers. Just that legally speaking, that is in the illegal side of the line.
Oh wait,
No,
that's
the
3
other-
damage, isn't it? Hold on.
Which,
Oh,
as
yeah,
I was
yeah,
going to say,
yeah.
as Dragon Queen has said, what you do in the business of your own
Yeah, do
garage
5
is entirely up to you.
crossbows.
Alright, hold on. Sorry, just checking that it is 3 damage.
Yeah, just keep it
Uh,
quiet
Oh,
and
it's 2.
keep
Okay,
it like
one
that.
guy's left. Alright. Another 5 ups. No, that time less motivated.
Gandalf would say, keep it secret. Keep it safe.
First one.
Yep.
Nope, dead. So, second one. Dead.
Oh.
Dead.
Any of these
Forge
Grey Knights
World
gonna
is
live?
literally
Last one.
2 people in a
So that's all
garage.
Dude, I love
If I
I
remember
love my
right.
Greater Narlock. It's
Yeah,
it's
keeps
so
this
not
Sterling.
doesn't have rules or
Yeah, I
points.
think that's it. Oh no, I
Yeah.
am a vehicle. I can shoot. I completely forgot. to-
Honestly,
You
just
only
try
shoot
to
melee
keep
and
away
shooting
from
attacks.
Forge World
Yeah, I
models
know,
as
it
a
happens,
whole.
It happens. I forgot to with him.
Oh no, you only shoot melee in the shooting phase. Like in the 5 phase or something.
No, yeah. I forgot to hit with him from here to here.
Oh, yeah.
Don't blame all of GW
That's
for what
not-
Legal does.
Alright,
Again, they
I'll
all
go
act
for
as
the attack.
separate entities.
Morale.
I get to hit back.
Oh, sorry.
3s are rolling ones.
Could
And
this
6
Grey
and
Knight
7.
strike down the Deaf Killer?
So 3s. 2 more to wounds.
Oh wait,
So
this
kill.
is
He does that.
Yep.
yeah, there you go.
Does
Gets
he
him.
upload though?
Let's see.
The Justicar's
I am
Nemesis
using
warding
a
stave
bot
strikes him
and
down.
Never beat him. Fighting left.
Alright, cool.
Just to,
I'm just gonna pick him up because that's pointless.
yeah, yeah. Just say he goes down, but not real fast. Now you.
The Dread Knight
Nice.
down to 4 attacks. Because you're T8, right? Is that right? You are T6.
I love how cheaply talking about the game and
Wait. Mighty Strike, so we'll just stick with those.
Yeah, I think that's a very good
Is he
point,
strength
WS
6
Minion.
toughness?
I feel like physical
strength
things for intellectual
6
property are
toughness
less
8, or is he
respected
toughness 6?
than the old
Or
bootleg
is he
DVDs.
strength 8 toughness, or is he T8? Yeah,
he
the
is
attacks is
strength
definitely wrong.
6, strength 6, strength 6, toughness 8.
All part of
Toughness 8.
our
Okay,
big
so yeah,
picture,
he's
that is
the
correct
big
for
sword.
GW.
2s.
But again,
And then
the
this
Eagle
is
acts as a
+4
separate
on
entity
that.
from the people who make the models, from the people who make the rules for the models,
Yeah,
to the
please.
people that write the nice stories we
It
like
is
to
+4.
read.
I'm gonna change this second.
They are part
That
of the
is
same
one more
group,
wound.
but they
And
don't
then
talk,
these are
like,
AP
ever.
3, AP 3. Mm-hmm. Right. These are D6 each plus the 1 more wound. 12, 16,
Wait,
18.
Hey,
don't you get
chat.
bracketed?
I did. He just loses attack.
So yeah, now I do how many damage total so I can do the final pains?
17.
All right, so our glorious Knights of Titan have done their best to hold off the orcish onslaught on
I
this
like how they're all characters.
on this beautiful forested world. Yes, Kaldor Drogo and his lieutenants, his Brotherhood Apothecary and Librarian, as well as the Grandmaster Nemesis Dread Knight, have to stand against this horde. But I think they'll have to make a a glorious charge to their deaths here.
Oh, two more.
2 more. Yep.
Oh yeah, not enough halberds, definitely. Would have been
Yes,
looting a
but
lot of these
the
vehicles on
still
4s and 3s.
That seems to be the theme. Is things surviving on 1 HP.
Oh, goodness gracious. The kill rig survives
yeah,
with
but to be honest,
one.
the other guys can just DACA down the Dread Knight
Oh,
and you lose.
brutal.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm just saying. Your
Absolutely
things keep
brutal.
surviving. We've
Yeah.
had 3 units so far survive on 1
So I'm
HP.
curious if Grey Knight's list could be built
Yes,
that
it
would
is
deal
also
more
cheap.
effectively with this sort of skew, because I do
Is
think
that
in the
this one's moving,
competitive
which isn't a
meta,
big deal.
the orc vehicles list like this is something you're going to have to
Lord,
deal
all
with.
these 1 HP things that you keep having survive.
And also prevents you
Are
from
you
being
aware,
killed.
Dragon Queen, of the
That's also very
freebooters
important.
version
I
of
mean,
this
he
list?
will get smited down. That's
Oh
understandable.
yeah, I got to play against it. It is
But
hilarious.
yeah, it is
You,
Because they're
just
just
annoying.
like,
I just
ha
don't know what to do.
ha,
you start with your
everything
Rucka
gets
trucks,
bonuses.
right? Because they already have
Or you
+1 to
start
their
with the
hit
Daka
roll.
Jets.
Or you try
Okay,
to-
also possibly the Daka Jets, but
Yeah,
ideally
I
something
just
that
prefer
already has
those.
+1 to hit roll that won't benefit from the freebooters +1, and then it allows things like Megatrack Scrapjets and custom
Drago
Booster
Temper
Blasters with the, or where's the
stop
mech
using
special?
this
The
one
Boondocka
ever.
Snaz Wagons. It allows you to get that +1 to
Maybe
hit on the mech
at least
special.
a 7 to get
Oh
there.
my
I
goodness.
mean, the average on 2 to 6 7, really. The
Yeah.
average on 2 to 6.
Imagine Imperial
I mean,
Guard
it's just the
firing
thing surviving on
14
1
strength 5 AP
is
minus 2
realistically
damage 2
quite.
shots.
That changed the game around quite a lot. Um,
Oh yeah, okay, Rich. If you want to talk more about Tyranids in private, find me on the Discord server at
like I
Dragon Queen
can
Nisan.
kill a few more vehicles. That's gonna happen. Um, Dread Knight will definitely kill those kill rigs, but you're just gonna have too many vehicles left for it to matter.
So you're conceding?
Yeah, I'm gonna see what happens.
Okay.
Just because it'll be silly. And then yeah, if I don't do enough,
How do you feel being beaten by the guy you teach it playing?
Oh, it's fine. I'd rather that happen.
Hey, chat. Stop with the legal
I've made
arguments.
quite a few mistakes.
This is literally
Just
going to
didn't
go
think about
nowhere,
the
and
real line of
everyone
sight
knows
cameras.
it.
And I think it's
Which
far more
is
important to
wild.
focus
I
on the
should have had more things
glorious
in deep sight
story
cameras
of
as
the
well.
student who's overcome his master here, as Zig,
But
who
the
was
rule
taught
has
to
been
play
more than
40k in
perfection.
our own
No, I mean, you wouldn't dare you
tutelage
fix
streams by
if I wouldn't
Grandalf,
fix.
has finally defeated him.
Potentially.
It's a
But
great
some things
reason
died
for
in
you all
combat, and that was
to
quite
come on,
fun.
check out our
I
Discord. I'm
didn't
sure
like
Streamlabs will
cancel play Overwatch on
post
flame rate, which was
post a
stupid.
link for you at a regular interval.
I just made
And
quite a few mistakes
and
this game. Oh, I wanted him actually. Sorry.
excuse me, had to
I
cough there.
know
It's
the
and
squid
come
buggies
check
in
out the
Warhammer,
tutelage
but I
streams.
don't
It's a great
feel
opportunity
often
for
the
you to
MVP of
get
the
stuck
environment
in
has the best
like
war.
these orc lads are doing
No, the
with
MVP was a
some
fucking
miniature warfare. I
uh,
promise it's fun to
group
blow
of
up army
squid buggies.
soldiers. I promise.
Yeah.
They kill turn one so much. I'm not saying that may need to be FAQ'd, but 2 damage, no line of sight guns probably need to be FAQ'd.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm just saying. They said to me like, "Oh, can you bring your competitive list, right?" I say, oh yeah, okay, competitive list.
Oh yeah. No,
I-
that's good. It's good. I'm
I
not
went
saying
to
it's a bad
find
thing.
full try hard mode.
That's right, Diamond
I'm just
Boots.
saying
Look at
that
the funny
it's
orc
pretty wild.
buggies go.
Alright, the librarian is gonna advance.
Yeah, the Grandmaster.
Oh, Drago's giving rerolls to him, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is Drago gonna give rerolls to himself? Use the
I
Titan
hope so,
sword
I
to
mean,
sweep up some of these vehicles? It's very possible. Goodness, the Titan sword will actually be enough to cut through the ramshackle. I think it's really just a strong competitive list here
I
from
mean,
the
my
Orc
Pure
player,
Fire still does,
primarily
that's
based off the fact that you have
pretty
army-wide
objective, I guess.
damage reduction. Army-wide
Right.
damage -1
Let's see
on
if
anything strength 7 or below.
finally give me a command point. Oh my god.
And our poor Greyknights librarian,
my
who was
God.
meant to farm command points up to 3 or 5 for his team, has literally failed to farm a single
I'm gonna go
command point
to the
from the
Pure
warlord
Fire
trait that he
just
paid
try
1
to-
CP for.
So secondaries, he doesn't. That's
The
definitely
tides of the warp
just
turn
that
against the Knights of
wild.
Titan here.
I'll go to Drago.
I
He'll
even forgot
cast.
to score secondaries on last turn, but I'm still winning, even with no
Oh yeah,
secondaries.
you can give yourself a score.
Yeah, but,
I'm gonna give. I'm gonna do Vortex of Doom on that scrapjack. Nope, that also failed. On a 5. Again. 4 this time.
Gork,
I
man. Have you
might
ever
as well
thought
use a
about being an
reroll.
Arc player?
Oh no, at this point I won't use a reroll.
Real quick, have you ever thought about being an Arc player?
No. The Grandmaster's gonna have to smite what he's in combat with. He does, thankfully, and it kills. Oh no, yeah, it kills all from the 6. You have a chance to deny.
Whoa, will the Whir Tower on the kill rig save itself at 1 wound?
Yeah, why not?
Maybe.
No, nope. Not even slightly.
It does auto
Yeah, you
hit.
can receive reroll
Wound
if
on
you want.
2s or 3s here, but
Oh no, he's attempting to deny.
I just barely get it.
No, I got a.
gotta deny those psychic powers.
4 and 2
I'm
is a 6.
pretty sure they got more denies than
Oh,
they
I am
have
bad.
cast, so.
Two
yeah.
mortal wounds on the script. Sorry.
Are there any feel no pains on the
What
kill
does
rig?
it have a 6 plus no pain though?
Killrig just has a 6-up invulns.
Does he blow up? He does!
Oh, goodness gracious. The kill rig explodes in a bestial death
Alright,
throes.
what's his blow up? It's D6 mortal wounds. Yeah.
Uh-oh. 2/3 chance of the Dread Knight being consumed in an explosion.
The 2 wounds.
6!
6!
Oh! Oh! Well...
And the Grandmaster lives.
Oh, does he have a mortal wound defense?
No. He
No.
just does.
Does
And they
it
don't blow
explode
up.
though?
Don't blow up.
There's there's no one nearby. It doesn't matter if he explodes.
Yeah, that's definitely a game.
Yeah. Do you want to let me shoot at you, or do you want to just say it's game?
No, that's definitely a game.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you blew up and oh my god, the tides of the warp just said no. They just said no.
So now do we
Uh,
join the like the
Yeah, they should
stream
invite you.
too?
I'm gonna undeafen myself.
All right, welcome. What a wonderful game. Thank you very much for playing, Grandalf. We'll see if we can get Zig in here in just a second. I don't think I actually have rules permissions to pull him up.
Okay, I'll let them know in chat. We may not have rules. We're trying to figure it out to get you into the chat. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I'm just
I guess I can. Yeah, Orion Malice, if you're in TTS chat, pull Zone Thrope Enthusiast up to the stream room for us. But
I'll
Grandalf.
be right back because I need to use the
yeah.
restroom.
Do you
Okay.
guys anything?
All right. So then I can say to everyone that we here at the TTS Warhammer 40K community greatly appreciate you tuning in and following along with this pitched battle where the Orcs ended up with a 29
Slaughtering
to
everything.
19 victory. Yes, exactly. Uh, pretty pretty disgusting to say the least, especially since we saw the Greyknights come away with the first turn. Really expect when someone pulls off first turn like that in 9th edition that they're going to really put a strong foot forward in terms of move blocking and army elimination, and we didn't see either of those things. I think at least in part due to some good solid balancing of the terrain by our own Marius Evander here at TTS Warhammer 40K. But
Oh yeah.
then, I don't know, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Dragon Queen, but oh boy, do those Rocket Truck squig buggies need an adjustment.
Oh yeah. Solid 10 more points per model, probably.
Yeah, I'd even say 15 probably wouldn't hurt.
Yep. Maybe the Grey Knight should have taken some more anti-tank weapons in their list.
Hey, he had 3 squads of autocannon equivalents. It's the fact that Ramshackle reduces their damage from 2 to 1 on all the Strength 7 stuff,
When I
army-wide.
say heavy weapons, I'm thinking like las cannons,
Uh,
plasma guns,
I,
stuff like that.
do you have access to that as Grey Knights? I thought Psy Cannons were your thing, and they're like, we are Strength 7. Nah. No? I guess I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Brigaders have not performed what you've seen. Yeah, it's hard to say. Grey Knights need to really figure out what they're doing right now. Grey Knights don't have much in the way of las cannons or plasma. Ooh, that sucks.
Right, so
Somehow, some way, you need to find that way to bust out that strength 8. NDK Psy Cannons are strength 8.
Oh man, what a painful matchup.
Yes, Grandalf, welcome back. So while we're waiting to see if we can get Zig in here, we wanted to talk with you about the couple times when key enemy units were left on just one wound. Yes, due to like units that hit on 2s or 3s, pitching
Yeah.
4 1s in the hit
Yeah.
rolls.
Yeah. There's a few things I'd like. I just gotta say straight out, I played that game terribly. I should have deep strike stuff. There were to get you in. We don't have anyone with mod powers. So if we need a talking game, we'll get you. I should have deep strike the strikes, just straight out. So the deep strike strikes or held them back. I should have just gone full aggression first turn, charged, try to get the charge in. I know it's like a Hail Mary charge, but I should have tried it.
Would you have been able to budget for a CP reroll there?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I was spending CP so much. I should have more CP than I did. Let's say that flat
Oh
out.
my god, yeah, the dagger in the heart of that man being like, you want to see me roll 4s?
The whole time, just 4s. He rolled a 4 every single time. Not even a 5, just a 4. So I totally should have deep strike them. I think I spread on the objectives correctly. I just should have been more aggressive with my Grandmaster. I totally underestimated those guns. I didn't realize I had blast, so I totally should have just charged my Grandmaster in, and just tried to go for turn 1 charges.
Yes, we're curious. For those who are not super familiar yet with the Grey Knight Codex, can you explain what stratagem you were using? I believe called Temporal Shunt. to maneuver
Yes.
so well.
So it's a once game teleport that you can do for 2 CP. Is your shunt, and then Gate of Affinity is actually a redeploy teleport ability. So that's what I was using to get around. The problem with, against a list like this is they have so much board presence. Which is why I thought to begin with not to put things in Deep Strike, because I wouldn't get them anywhere, but I wasn't thinking in the context of just protecting them from dying. I should have turn one. If I played it differently, turn one I would have started in Tides of Shadows, sat in Tides of Shadows, spread out, and then he'd be at a -1 to hit me for anything in light cover, which for Orks is big. I would have had the light cover save, and it would just been a safer bet in general. And then turn 2 or 3 push out. When I had the deep strikes coming in, so I just played that totally wrong.
Yeah, you saw and you bore witness firsthand to the incredible reliable firepower that Orks can wield at a Strength 5 AP -3 damage 2. There's just so many opportunities across every unit in this army. Like the mech special, Strength 5 AP -3 damage 2. The Megatrox Scrapjet is
Look
like
at that boy at 1 wound. Look at that boy at 1.
It's absolutely, as we said, daggers to the heart of the amount of times where some vehicle was left at 1 wound. But to be fair, if you weren't handicapped, right, by all of your psi cannons being strength 7 on the heavy weapon squads,
that's such a strong ability. Oh my gosh.
yeah, and so like that Boondocka Snazwagon that's at 1 wound should really be 1 Boondocka Snazwagon dead and 1 at 2 HP.
100%. Yep.
So you mentioned briefly Tide of Shadows giving you light cover and additional dense cover.
Yes.
What do you exchange out for that? At one point, I noticed that you had 30 inches on some psi cannons. Is that the rule that you're exchanging out?
So it's the Grey Knight equivalent of Doctrines is the Tides, and you have control of them. So my actually my Librarian, which is why I ended up not doing anything in the game, what has warp shaping, which allows you to change what tide you're in. You just can't go back. So you get to choose. So I started in Tide of Convergence, which is the mortals on 6s and plus inches range, because I was hoping to do more damage turn one. And I really should have just spin in shadows instead. The other 3 tides aren't amazing. There's one that's celerity, which helps you do charges better, which I could have probably tried to do. That may have been the better play with the Grandmaster if I wanted to do what a strategy I was thinking of, shunting things turn 1 and just pushing in. Yeah, I didn't know what to do against that no line of sight guns.
Any thoughts or burning questions, Dragon Queen?
I just think Greyknights are in a really weird spot with how little access to have the actual anti-tank weapons they have. They seem like a very anti-troop in an elite army right now. So they can have a very bad matchup versus how Orks like to play right now. But I think against like Skitarii Admech and maybe even Drukhari, they're gonna have a really good time.
Yeah, it is
eating through those troops.
That is a very weird matchup. I think any Marines are just gonna struggle.
Maybe a Salamanders. I think one of the armies that I saw recently was a Salamanders Gravis force. That might be able to perform a little bit better just because of the plethora of either strength 4 1 damage with +1 to wound, so you're cutting through the T6 and T7 on 4s, or just like Meltaguns, boatloads and boatloads of strength 8 with +1 to wound, so you're wounding the vehicles on 4s and then, on 2s, and then all the damage sticks.
I'm really not sure in that matchup if you should be hyper. Like that is a difficult matchup to figure out if you need to be hyper aggressive or play cagey and then be hyper aggressive. The problem with Greyknights is they have no consistency on their charges. Right? There's just no way to have from turn 2 or turn 1 better than an 8-inch charge.
Oh, really? There's none of the psychic powers aid in charging?
No, the only bonus is on my actually Dread Knight, which is first to the fray, which gives you +1 to your charge rolls, and that previous tide, which changes your 1s and 2s and the 3s on charge dice, which is great, but it still doesn't help you with 9-inch charges.
Yeah, it only sort of helps you fish for the 6 You're like,
Yeah,
oh, if one
exactly.
dice is a 6, the other ones then will definitely be the 3 I need. But when exactly, I just wanted to clarify, did you activate the Dreadnight's 3+ invuln, and how many shots went into him on that turn?
So I probably activated that a bit too early. I mispositioned, so you could shoot with the scrap shot. That actually was something else I should have done. When I redeployed, I should have positioned in somewhere that I was definitely 9 inches away from his tanks, and then try to reduce the amount of shooting that could go to it. Pop the invuln. This position was just wrong. Having him there was just not the right choice. There's so much I did wrong in this game. I'm gonna say that straight out. There's so much I did wrong in this game that I could have done better. That really I just kept making mistake after mistake. I didn't fire both of my guns with my Dreadnought turn one. I didn't put things in the deep strike that I should have. I didn't get enough things around my apothecary that I should have. Played a little bit more castly. Yeah, I just made like tons of mistakes. I'm going to see if I can add Zig in, because I don't know if I have the potential to. I'm seeing.
All right, we'll give it 60 more seconds because I would really enjoy to hear his perspective. Actually, one moment.
What we could also do is just talk to him in game. That'll work too.
Exactly my thought. Let me ask him. Hey Zig, can you hear me here?
Zig, are you there? Oh, maybe he stepped out for a second. I don't know if you can hear us. Zig, don't forget to press C.
Alas,
Because I see his mouse moving around. He must be here somewhere.
alas. But TTS, your mouse moves around even if you're alt tabbed. So, 1 second.
Oh, maybe.
I have the manner of contacting him if I DM him in Discord and say.
So much wrong. Someone put Grandalf in for a tutelage. Give him a break. It's a new codex. Literally new at that. What about turn 1 sniping the war bosses? Would that have been different? Yeah, that probably would have been different.
I would not have watched me play Greyknights because I am a Eldari player at heart, so I would have played. I'm very much more used to Eldari than Greyknights.
Hold on 1 second, lads. I just heard Zig.
Can you hear me?
Hey Zig, yes,
Can
we
you-
can hear you. We were curious about this competitive orc list that you brought and how you feel about the Ruckatruck squig buggies in and amongst the other wagons.
I am here. I'm here.
Zig, they're talking to you in game, Ben. You can mute the stream. And we can hear you.
Zig, can you hear me, buddy? Hello? Maybe he literally can't hear me.
I am here. I can hear you now. But I asked one of the admins, and I asked one of the admins, and like I asked one of the admins, and she said I should need to add me in the call.
Yeah, we're waiting on one, but we don't know if we can move you. So we'll just talk to you through TTS.
Can you repeat it again? I could not hear it. Really.
We'll just talk to you through tutelage, so you can mute the stream and talk to you through here.
All right, Zig, let us know when you've muted the stream. Please, friend.
I have muted the stream.
Okay, so for your orc buggies, we saw a great performance out of the Ruckatruck squig buggies, but I wanted to know what your second favorite buggy in the entire army is between the, Boosta Blastas, Boomdaka, and Megatrak. Which one did you feel performed best?
Yeah. In this specific match, Boomdakas has wagons all the way. The amount of marines those things do. Actually, between the Boomdakas and Nazwag.
And the Boosta Blastas? And between the Boomdakas and the Boosta Blastas? Okay.
Yeah, because I could not use the Busta Blasta's real strength. That is their burner. It's 12 the 6 shots.
Wait, it's 12d6? Oh, each has 4 Burnas.
Yes.
Do you have any way
That's
to
like
amp
the
that up
main
even
strength.
further?
It's 12 the 6 dice. It's an average of lot.
Yeah. An average of 2d6
So
is
I love it
7, so it's
because
nearly 42 automatic hits at strength 4. AP minus
yes,
1 if in the speed wall?
yeah, they are my anti-chaff. Like I have really good marine killers. Those are guardian killers because can Busta Blastus and Necron warrior killers. They are for stuff like one wound D4 stuff.
So I'm interested because this is such a cool list. Do you think if Grandalf had been in Tide of Shadows, such that his entire army was in light cover and -1 to hit turn 1, uh, do you think that... oh, sorry. Could you hear me just there? I think I may have been hitting the wrong button.
I can no.
Okay, so here, let me hit the correct button and say, so what do you think you would have done with your speed wah if the entire Greyknights army had been -1 and in +1 light cover on turn 1?
It would actually have not speedwalk. To be honest, would have actually moved a little bit more careful, running around this ruin, taking more defensive positions in the difficult terrain, and from there like kind of chip out, you know, to like try and get some map presence instead of just sniping from afar.
Right, because the Greyknights have a bunch of deep strike stuff. So you want to screen them out. And so, since
Yes.
the Greyknights can stay in Tides of Shadows indefinitely, when would you then activate Speedwalk for a young orc player out there?
When I was sure I could board them.
Okay.
In
All
the
right.
moment I think, oh, I can kill everything here. I can do it. I can kill it. Then I do speedwalk.
All right. So no holds bars. You're not like waiting for him to switch to a more offensive output. It's just basically as soon as you've chipped enough away.
Yeah. I would, if that was the case, I would do math, like actually math, to see if I could kill them on average.
Yes, as a Tau player,
And if I
yes,
could kill them on average, then yeah, well.
that makes perfect sense.
By the way, I really have one because Grandalf tutelaged me. Was my first game was my first game was with him teaching me how to play. So it's kind of a accomplishment of winning against him.
No, that's
I'm
great.
glad,
You've
I'm glad I can help you out with that.
yeah, you've aspired to beat the master. It's fantastic. We love to see it.
Yes, and with orcs of all things. I also find absolutely hilarious that buggies, squig buggies are the new strongest unit. It just I imagine like a marine super tidy player saying, "Oh, those heavy."
Yes, indeed, the heavy squig launcher is a dire threat to marines of all shapes and sizes.
That's kind of a dire threat to all armies. I'm not really sure what the answer to that is.
Yeah, I had actually a lot of matches with this army. I played a lot of competitive games with it, and I stomped the Harlequins, which was weird because I really thought this army would be bad against Harlequins
I think
because
it's
like they have no chewing motto, they have a lot of purples and vulnerables. So I thought this army would like suck against Harlequins, but I just stayed on turn two. So like I'm really liking this army. Necrons, I went against Necrons, one shot the Doomsday Barge turn one, just charged it in. I feel like this has solid potential being a competitive army.
and have you seen Sorry, we totally agree, and we love that you've brought it to play on the show match for us. I'm curious what you think about maybe changing the. Let me re-ask that question. What do you think the value is of being evil sons as compared to, for example, freebooters?
Yes, that's actually one of my biggest thoughts to change to freebooters, because with freebooters I would have killed like a lot more turn one, but I really like that extra mobility, like that extra thing, and it's so I can advance and shoot with my squig buggies. In this match, it was not needed, but in a lot of matches, I have to advance with the squig buggies to shoot with launches turn one. And the advancing with assault weapons makes it so I can. But yeah, and also I could not find any cool freebooter models. That's a big factor.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Zig and Grandalf, both of you, for putting on this game for us today. We greatly appreciate your efforts. We were all very
Can I ask
entertained.
one last question before I sign off?
Absolutely.
If you had to change anything on this list, like change something besides the free evil sons to freebooters, what would you do, and what could I do better? Because like I know I have to make some mistake.
Um, I know one thing that Marius mentioned in. Oh, Zig, you're in Discord.
Yes.
Yes,
Momo
he's here.
Kane just got to
Finally,
me about who we
yeah,
needed
I,
dragged
I
in.
asked it. I asked it Moikane from swapping me to here, but yeah,
All right, sweet. So it'll just be more natural. So one thing Marius said was that the Ruckatruck Squig Buggies should not be able to move through this gap. Um, but I also think I would not have brought them out. I think I would have kept them back
yeah.
behind there, and maybe let me check here.
I actually asked my opponent, "Do you think those buggies pass through here?" And he said, "Yes, they
Yeah,
do."
I let him have that because I
Yes,
would.
and we did make note of that on stream when Marius spoke up. But since you asked for notes, that would be at least one. But I think this positioning here of the Ruckatruck is super good for preventing Grandalf from ever taking that objective from you under any circumstance. Um, but no, I shouldn't be. I really shouldn't be commenting on how you played in one way or the other because I am as new to orcs as you are, so I'm learning in the same time. Um,
Yeah.
but Dragon Queen, maybe you have some thoughts with your experience as Gene Stealer cults and their trucks. Maybe you have some
Our
idea.
trucks serve entirely different purposes.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say so. Based on what I saw, you probably didn't need to use the characters the way you did. You,
I just went to Ram with them.
yeah, you probably could have like if I either played better or rolled better. Realistically, I should have killed both characters turn one, and then they wouldn't have been a threat. You just putting them in safer would it like
Yeah,
you have
it
so
would have
many
played them
vehicles
safer.
that
The
there's
way
no reason I
your
should shoot at them.
Yeah, the way your war bosses were deployed is that if Grandalf had a bit of a better turn, he actually could have sniped out both your characters turn one because they had pretty much no screen preventing them, and you would have not been able to call your walk at all, which would have really hit the power and consistency of your list.
Yeah, that actually makes sense. That's another reason why I like to call the war early, like turn one, turn two, because if the war boss is not dead, like if the war boss dead, there's no war anymore. So I think that's a big thing
Yeah,
going on.
very interesting insight. So just to restate that again for everyone watching, Grandalf answered the request for advice by saying, and correct me if I'm misinterpreting here, Grandalf, but use the war bosses, the Defkilla Wartrike, just a little bit further back, keeping them as a countercharge element in case like a temporal shunting Grandmaster Dreadknight charges into some Ruckatruck Squig Buggies.
Yeah. I think also that Gandalf maybe have played a bit too far back.
Yes, when you could not
Yeah,
hear us, he said that same thing.
yeah.
Okay.
I should have. It was either I need to play very far back and super defensive, make you come to me a little bit quicker, or I should have deep strike stuff played more aggressive and just try to tie up as much as I could as quick as I could, risk the rolls.
Do you think if I had just like bring this list to, let's say, alpha, do you think it stands a shot?
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
Yes, most certainly. If like I'm in the quarter. I'm in the quarterfinals now, and I can tell you that this list would be absolutely destroying the current season of Alpha. It's mostly Skitarii Lucius bricks, and your strength 5 AP -2 damage 2 perfectly invalidates their bulwark,
Yes.
their cover, and their Lucius bonus to where
Yes,
at best they're at 4s and 5s, right?
actually, I made this list specifically thinking at Lucius. I was with some boys in the Orks Discord who were like, son, what can kill AdMac? I do not like AdMac. I do not want to play against AdMac. But if I do, how can I make them suffer for playing AdMac? That's how this list came to be.
And indeed you shall, sir.
But yeah, next season of Alpha, I'm joining with the Orc squad. So yeah, I think that's it for me, at least.
I'll have to check back with the judges, but I'm not sure that the new Orc Codex will actually be available for the season of Alpha based on the September release. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
But if that's
I
all
really-
good with you, Grandalf and Zig, then that is our show.
Yeah.
Yes. Are you posting on YouTube like the VOD later?
Yes,
It
there will
might,
likely
depends on
be.
Malice.
There
But
will.
likely there will be, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I really want to see like your comments on my actions and all. So yeah, bye. I think that's it.
Also, you could always watch the VODs on Twitch.
Yes.
Yeah,
You can find
it's me.
TTS Warhammer 40K on a variety of platforms: Reddit,
Nice.
Patreon, Discord, YouTube, as well as Twitch.
Merchant only.
Yes.
But yeah, bye. It's midnight here. Tomorrow I have class at 7 a.m. I need to sleep. Bye.
Thank you very much for playing.
Yep. You get to sleep, man.
Till
Have a
next
great
time.
time.
Thank you for the games, Owen.
And thank you for playing as well, Grandalf.
Oh yeah, I gotta apparently go back to actually learning how to play 40k to myself at the good level. That's not a list that's Eldari where I can move across the board turn 1.
Okay.
Imagine needing to worry about moving across the board turn 1.
Yeah, I know,
Last
right?
in Gene Stealers.
Yeah, or laughs in AdMech. I'm gonna just sit in my deployment zone and shoot you here from 40 inches away. Don't mind me. Okay, so then thank you very much, everyone who tuned in and talked in chat, asked us questions, or made any comments on the game. We appreciate you cheering on the players and giving any feedback on our commentary. You can check out another competitive TTS game next weekend, Sunday, at this same time. And they're aggressively memeing. We'll be pinging for players if we do not have any alpha matches available. So you can maybe come and try and bring your own competitive list. But we have a variety of other content as well. I don't know the exact dates and times of the tutelage streams, but I'm sure you can find out from the Discord bot or from any of our wonderful moderators. Dragon Queen, any final thoughts?
Join us on Discord, follow us on YouTube, follow us on Twitch, get all the notifications for everything, especially the pings from Malice. He likes it when his pings are noticed.
Oh, and I am the noble and righteous paladin, Glynisir, and you can catch me and all of my glorious and righteous paladin activities on my stream, twitch.tv/Glynisir. Dragon Queen, would you like to plug?
No, because I haven't really started streaming yet.
Okay, well,
Getting there.
one day soon when Dragon Queen starts streaming, we're all gonna raid Dragon Queen's stream. Give them
Hey.
70
hold you to
million followers. Yeah. Damn Skippy. A righteous vow has been made. Let the emperor of mankind be the only one to judge me. Until next time, everyone, I'm Glynisir.